clean nose, healthy life.
Burden of Guilt, a brand new true crime podcast that tells the harrowing story of Tracy Raquel Burns, a woman who spent 4 decades at the center of one of the most bizarre and disturbing cases in American history. Was she responsible for the mysterious death of her baby brother?
I was told that Matthew died in an accident, and no one really talked about it.
Really tough family dynamics fueled much of what happened in this case.
Listen to Burden of Guilt on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
In today's Marketers Report, Kate Cronin, Chief Brand Officer of Moderna, weighs in on the speed of audio production.
In this day and age, and particularly at Moderna, where we have new information coming out on a regular basis, being able to feed that information to the audio format makes being nimble and pivoting easy, and that's what I really like about it.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, influencers, insights, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
If you suffered an injury at a place of business, dial Pound Law. That's all. Morgan & Morgan.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you matter. Contact them at whenyounneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Holiday magic! Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Check. CHECK. That's check. Enter it now at realradio.fm and get a little holiday magic. And may the odds be ever in your favor.
Real Radio 104.1.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. The News Junkie is on. The 3 best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day. The News Junkie Sean Wasson with Sabrina and C-Lane.
It is Wednesday, November 1st, 2023. Lots to get to today, from what happens next to a new robot will help blind people, and pull over, the booty patrol has arrived. Plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Hey there, Sabrina.
Good day to you.
C-Lane is out. Hello, Josh.
Hello.
And hello to you. You can join us on the show today. Send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com to hit record on your first dispatch today. You can also watch the show on YouTube or twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your message is rolling right into the studio in real time. And how's everybody doing on a Wednesday?
Good. Rent's due.
I'd love to start the show one time without a heart attack right before. Just like...
there goes my morning palp. I swear to God. I'm just talking to Angel about it. I'm like, everything's smooth. We're good to go. We had an issue yesterday and the day before and the following the previous week. But today's going to be sparkling clean. And
we always get the wheels on the race car right before the starter fires, or however you start a race.
Yep,
you know,
that's how it works.
Yeah, right before that starter fires, we get everything ready to go here for the show, and we're ready for you today. And obviously, last night was Halloween. We'll get to the opening clip in a moment here. I was kind of surprised. We went like forever yesterday, and we saw kids all over the neighborhood trick-or-treating. Big groups of kids.
Huge group. I ran out of candy. And
did you really?
At one point, I had to go into the old cabinet, and some kids got chips, a Chewy bar, and
that's not bad.
One Crystal Light packet I gave away.
Well, you know what? It's better than what I saw a lot of the other houses, because the houses that don't give out any candy, I've noticed they go full dark. Like, not a single nightlight on in the house, so nobody comes up to it.
It was just me and my neighbor across the street at the end of the night, but it was packed on my road.
Well, it was packed on every road around my house except for mine. And we went until like 8 o'clock, and then we had a little table out there with a pumpkin on it with a whole bunch of candy inside. And not even a message on how many to take, but kids still, they were respectful. They took just a little handful, and they moved on with their day. And I think we had like 5 groups of kids, right? And that was totally normal. They seemed sweet. Some, like a couple of moms came up and were waving at the doorbell camera and all nice stuff. Then it's 10 o'clock at night.
Oh, got the same one.
Okay, I wonder if it was the same exact person.
The witching hour.
10 o'clock at night, full-grown ass man with a panda head on comes up to the door, goes to the pumpkin bowl and sees there's nothing in it and flips it upside down and leaves the house. And I was like, 10 o'clock is too late to trick or treat, right? Isn't that past the cutoff time?
It technically, I guess, is. At one point, I just put out a big sign that said out of candy. But then everyone wrapped up. I said bye to my neighbors. And then I got a notification on my Ring doorbell, like 2 people just waiting. And then I think they looked at my decorations for a second there and then walked away.
Did they? How late was it?
9:45.
See, that's too late to me. Post 9:30 is too late to trick or treat. I don't know what they're doing out that late.
And let me tell you, some of these kids were greedy AF.
Oh, were they really?
I started a little bit earlier, around 6:30, and then there were some cuties, like the younger kids coming out. I'm like, all right, you can get as much candy in one handful. And then that was me prompting them for it. There's this group of little girls dressed as Taylor Swift.
Okay.
Because they announced that immediately.
That tracks.
And they just started scooping as much as possible. And I'm like, all right, guys, we're just doing, maybe 2 or 3 at a time. She goes, we're kids. What are we supposed to do?
They're weaponizing their age again.
Maybe say thank you, get off my lawn.
Well, we're just little kids. We don't know how much we're supposed to take. I saw groups of 15, 16-year-old kids.
Oh, there were some grown-ass kids there.
We walked past a group of teenagers by the high school trick-or-treating, okay? And these kids were in the middle, as we walked past them, of a contest to see whose life was more miserable. I kid you not. One of them was like, my dad's dead. My dad's dead. And the other one goes, my mom's been dead for years. And then somebody in the back's like, my mom has cancer. And I'm like, what are you doing?
Not dead, though.
Yeah, not dead. The other one wins, right? What is going on here, guys?
That's
Jesus.
dark.
Yeah, a little bit. I thought so. But one thing I noticed, and then we'll get started here in a moment, but for this Halloween, I was looking around and looking at all the kids in their costumes and stuff. And I know that sounds a little creepy, but it's normal on Halloween. And Courtney and I walking through the neighborhood are getting the neighbors shouting, "You're too old to trick or treat."
They're shouting at the children?
No, they're shouting at us while we're walking the dog like we're trick or treating too. A lot of the kids that I saw were in nondescript costumes. When I was a little kid, it was like everybody was a Ninja Turtle or a Power Ranger or something off of television, and everything you could pick it out immediately. A lot of them were just kind of a little devil, a little angel, very generic stuff that they kind of put together themselves, which was pretty cool.
I saw quite a few hippies.
Yeah?
I didn't realize that was still cool to do on Halloween.
You know what I'm worried about? When the 80s look becomes a costume, that's when I really know that I'm old.
It already is a costume, man.
No, please. I didn't see any of those. I got to pretend that doesn't exist. Let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great, big, wide world of ours. And we go to sports, baby.
Yeah.
That's where we belong. That's where we go. And on a show called First Things First.
I'm the realist.
Which I watch every single day, including Halloween. There was a bit of an awkward moment. Sorry for the bad audio, but let's see what we can pick out here.
They're the only team that can pay him, and they're a desperate organization. But he's not going to be. You think he thinks he's going to play like he did? I think he's not going to get to play the way he wants, and he's going to.
All right, they're talking about one of the players who will he play this year? Will he not play this year? Is he too old? All of that good
unibrow.
Stuff.
He's very
James
nice.
Harden. Yeah, James Harden, who's been a star for a long time. That's who they're talking about.
I think he's not going to get to play the way he wants, and he's going to. Of course, it's not going to work well.
Nick, is the man retarded? I mean,
use that word, but sure.
Developmentally disabled?
Sure.
Went to that to fix it.
I'm sorry, mentally disabled.
That's the reason why we don't use the R word anymore. But he went and defined it.
Perhaps more offensively corrected
Exactly.
himself. The guy in the middle just goes, there's one guy who's not talking, whose eyeballs become as big as saucers. And he's
but the producers are like, let's go ahead and give him his close-up shot and his reaction.
I think he may, he corrects himself quickly, but I think he may go back again.
Shouldn't use that word, but sure.
Developmentally disabled?
Sure.
To think that he is going to go to the Clippers where they have Kawhi Leonard.
I think he goes back to this at some point.
Paul George is the number 2, and still Russell Westbrook there, and think that he's going to shoot 25 times a night.
All sports nonsense. Don't understand any of this right now.
Not one bit.
Waiting for the end of the clip.
It makes perfect sense.
Today, I'm shocked. This is not going to work. What's
let me apologize for using that word.
Oh,
I have
that was a quick flip.
My first cousin, we just put him to. He died a few months ago, a month or two ago. He was developmentally disabled, so I didn't.
My God, dude. What are you doing?
He way over-explained himself.
My first cousin, who died a month ago, was also mentally disabled. And then in that case, he could have doubled down on what he meant by the R word.
Yeah, it was basically like I have a black friend is what kind of where he went with that.
It also sounded like he almost said we had to put him down a month ago.
Yeah, right. My God. He did some backpedaling, but none of it was great, I don't think. There was a lot of Halloween hijinks that we could get into here throughout the show today. In one particular story in Mesa, Arizona, a Mesa high school teacher is being investigated, right? Investigated for this. This is so stupid. After reportedly dressing up as a devil in the classroom.
Oh, my Lanta.
Now, there is one minor issue. The teacher did say, "Hail Satan" to the students, which
that's fine.
There's the detail, the subline.
I think that will throw you off. The sophomore Nathaniel Hamlet said he walked into class and noticed his teacher wearing devil horns and carrying a pitchfork. He said the teacher waved the pitchfork over students' heads as they entered and said, "Hail Satan." Some people thought it was funny. Some people didn't like it. Some people were like, whatever. They just blew it off. And now they're investigating this teacher. Obviously,
is this
just
a
screw
public
around.
School?
Yeah, it was. A public school in Mesa, Arizona, where that one happened.
I wonder, though, will they get in trouble? Freedom of religion, technically.
Maybe. I don't know. I think it's silly. Like, I hate all the parents that get mad over dumb stuff. You know, if I was a parent, well, I am a parent, but if I was a parent of a school-aged child, I'll say that. If I was a parent of a school-aged child, I would only get mad if my teachers, the teachers of my child at least, sucked. If they were bad at their job, like if they were doing a bad job teaching my child, I'd go, "Hey, what the hell? What are you doing here?" If my kid came home and he goes, "The teacher..."
To be a fly on the wall in that parent-teacher conference.
I would really
what the
dress
hell?
him
What
down.
Are you doing
If my kid comes back and goes, "My teacher was dressed up as a devil and said, 'Hail Satan,'" I'd go, "Get your homework done." Like, who cares? Why are you concerning yourself with this stuff? It's such a waste of time. A New York man allegedly pointed a gun at the head of a 6-year-old boy who dropped off a Halloween goodie bag at the wrong home and went to retrieve it. Another incident happening here. And of course, if you see a strange goodie bag on your front porch and some kid goes to pick it up, you obviously point a gun at the 6-year-old. That's how you handle these things. That man also being investigated by the police. The latest in the string of old dudes to pull out guns when people mysteriously show up at their door. Real scared of things. And before we get into things full force, bad news, everybody.
No.
I hate to tell you this. The second person that got a transplanted pig heart has died.
Oh,
unfortunately.
no.
Yeah, yes, I'm sorry. 6 weeks after the surgery, the second person with a pig heart has died. So they work, but they only work for a short period of time so far. They said they knew that his time was short, but at least he got 6 months more from the pig heart.
Was it good quality 6 months?
I don't know how well he was doing for the majority of the time, but he lasted longer than he was going to, according to these doctors. Okay, when we come back, an insane story out of South Florida. And the parents and the folks who were related to the people who ended up dying in this story, they desperately want police not to release the body cam footage. And I absolutely understand why. We'll talk about this and see what you think. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Something on your mind? Text us at 77031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Watch out for slowdowns due to an accident on International Drive southbound at World Center Drive. Delays before US 27 and after State Road 429 and I-4. Congestion between Osceola Parkway and after State Road 535. Around the perimeter of I-4, traffic is up to speed on State Road 429 and the Greenway. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Discover. If you like using debit over credit, shouldn't you also get rewarded? Well, now you can with Discover Cashback Debit. It's a checking account that rewards everyone with cash back on everyday purchases with no fees, period. Check out eligibility and terms at discover.com/cashbackdebit. Discover Bank, member FDIC.
Burden of Guilt, a brand new true crime podcast that tells the harrowing story of Tracy Raquel Burns, a woman who spent 4 decades at the center of one of the most bizarre and disturbing cases in American history. Was she responsible for the mysterious death of her baby brother?
I was told that Matthew died in an accident, and no one really talked about it.
Really tough family dynamics fueled much of what happened in this case.
Listen to Burden of Guilt on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Once you get your hot stuff freshly grilled right in front of you at Jersey Mike's, I'll tell you, there's no going back to anything else. That'd be like going back to calling your friend on their home phone.
McDougal residence.
Hi, can Jerry come to Jersey Mike's?
Jerry! May I ask who's calling?
It's Danny.
It's Donnie! Pick up the phone! Yoo-hoo!
You know what? I'll call him when the cell phone gets invented. Nope. There's no going back once you get it freshly grilled. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Jesse Kelly here. Do you feel protected? My personal protection plan is owning gold. The Oxford Gold Group helps you buy gold to have on hand or convert it into your 401k. If things get weird, I have gold on hand. I like that. You can buy coins or convert part of your 401k with the Oxford Gold Group. It's easy and safe. 833-995-GOLD. That's 833-995-GOLD. 833-995-GOLD.
Identity theft shows no signs of slowing down. In fact, more than $29 billion were stolen last year alone. That's a criminal success story and a wake-up call for everyone else. It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity. LifeLock makes it easy to help protect yourself if you become a victim. A dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. Join now and save up to 25% your first year with my name, Clay, as your promo code at LifeLock.com, promo code Clay.
Thousands of stores across the country are pulling brand-name cold and allergy products off the shelves. Why? Because an FDA advisory panel recently determined that a drug they contain, oral phenylephrine, is ineffective as a nasal decongestant. Navage offers a drug-free solution that's fast and highly effective at relieving nasal congestion caused by colds and allergies. Navage uses suction to pull saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out of the other nostril to help suck out allergens, mucus, and germs. Nasal irrigation works, and Navage makes it quick and easy, but more than anything, it helps you breathe better. Don't waste your time or money on products that are ineffective. Trust drug-free Navage for fast relief to help you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. Ask for Navage at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, or find us online at Navage.com. Navage, Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You have allergies and you need relief, but you're tired of taking over-the-counter meds. Maybe you've thought, I don't have time to deal with it, and is there really a better solution out there? We've got you covered. And trust me when I say it's easier than you think. The most common thing we hear, I wish I would have come sooner. Set an appointment today with Aspire Allergy and Sinus and say goodbye to allergies. For good, go to AspireAllergy.com to book your appointment. That's AspireAllergy.com.
Contact text
tax relief helpers for details and restrictions. Attention anyone that owes money to the IRS. The IRS has restarted aggressive enforcement actions against taxpayers who owe back taxes that were temporarily suspended for COVID. If you owe $10,000 or more, you must hear this because now is the time to clear your IRS tax debt. A special toll-free number has been established so you can stop penalty fees, avoid liens, levies, and other hostile measures by the IRS. Call Tax Relief Helpers right now at 800-374-2103. Tax Relief Helpers will provide you with the maximum protection afforded by law.
I got behind on my taxes and owed $48,000. I didn't know what to do. I called and they got my bill lowered to just $3,500.
I owed $87,000 in taxes and it was scary. I got the amount I owed down to just $3,500. I saved $83,500.
If you owe money to the IRS, don't wait another day. Call 800-374-2103 right now before the IRS enforces liens, levies, and other aggressive measures. The call and consult are absolutely free. Call now. Call 800-374-2103. 800-374-2103. 800-374-2103.
At Target, your favorites are our favorites. And when you can save on your favorites too, yes please. This week only, get 20% off select breakfast essentials. That's 20% off all bagged and K-Cup coffee. Talk about essential. From brands like Good & Gather, Starbucks, and more. 20% off all cereal, like Frosted Flakes, Lucky Charms, the list goes on. And 20% off Tropicana and Simply Orange Juice too. But these deals end Saturday, so it's time for a Target run. Restrictions apply.
In 1800, Elma Sands is murdered, and her accused lover hires Alexander Hamilton and Aaron Burr as his defense. Through flashbacks and recreated testimony, Erased, The Murder of Elma Sands, True Story podcast, explores how this case impacted the sexist roots of today's justice system.
Can we make this simpler?
I don't need anything simplified, Mr. Hamilton. Thank you.
Listen to Erased, The Murder of Elma Sands on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Injured? Hire the largest injury firm in the world. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Holiday magic! Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Check. CHECK. That's check. Enter it now at realradio.fm and get a little holiday magic. And may the odds be ever in your favor.
Helping to spread awareness, or whatever the new buzz term is. We're not actually doing it.
This story is actually scary to me because I have no idea what you're supposed to do in this circumstance. And it's one where the families of the people who are involved in this want the police body cam footage to never be released. And I can totally see where they're coming from. So, Josh, Sabrina, tell me what you're supposed to do in this circumstance. Here we go.
All right.
This happened in Jupiter, Florida. All right, that's where this went down. And it happened at a place called Harborside Place Fountain, which is like a public park with a big water fountain in it, you know, like you might throw coins into and stuff. And
yes.
The police have released some new details to what happened here. One man was killed and 4 others, including 3 children, were injured. Again, the family doesn't want any police body cam footage released or surveillance video or anything. So there was a young kid who was at the fountain, this Harborside Place fountain, and this young kid falls into the water. And when he falls into the water, immediately he starts like collapsing and tightening up, and they go, "What the hell's happened with him?" And he was being shocked in the water.
Oh my gosh, it's so weird you bring this up. I know exactly what you're talking about. This story, this is.
Yo, you heard about this?
Yeah, I know, like, there's a 3rd degree of separation with a neighbor of mine.
All right, so what happened was this. First, the kid goes in, I guess, and he gets shocked by an electric, there's electric current, I guess, going through this water fountain. And then, of course, what does the parent do? The parent sees that the kid is hurting and goes to grab the kid and jump in and help. And now the parent is getting shocked by the electric current. And various other members of the family are trying to get everybody else in the family out of this fountain. And some of them are like drowning in the water and being shocked and may get to the stage of electrocution where you die. and they just didn't know what to do. And so I thought to myself, my God, imagine if you're in this predicament. What is the right way to help somebody out? If there's electric current going through the water and they're in the water, if you touch the water, you're just as screwed as they are. But you have to help them some way.
If you touch them, you're screwed
If
too.
you touch them, yes, the current is going through them, and then you're in the same situation that they're in.
I mean, this has been covered before of what to do. Like, you know, sometimes it's best to not, I don't know, it's hard. Like, you have to find a non-conductor. So where do you find a giant rubber pole? Like,
right.
Other than that,
tree branch.
Okay, so let's say ideally you find something that's not conductive, and then what you like kind of try to push them out of the water with it, because you cannot touch them and you cannot touch the water.
Also, I mean, now I imagine that there's going to be some sort of lawsuit because those fountains should have all the breakers that will avoid a situation like this.
Yeah,
like if there's an open circuit or, you know, an open wire, like as soon as that kind of electricity, much like pools, they set up that way, it's supposed to shut off, have multiple ways to shut off.
Yeah, like a bathtub will do that. If you have something plugged in and it goes into the bathtub, you can't do that anymore. There's Jeff on YouTube saying, easy solution, you unplug the fountain. In my life, every fountain that I've seen, I don't think there's ever been an off switch or like a plug that you can just unplug the fountain
Not
with.
like a big concrete fountain.
No.
They keep that locked up.
Yeah, this is like a big public fountain. I think usually whatever is powering it is built into the structure of the fountain, and maybe you don't even have access to turn it off. You are just kind of screwed. And the poor family, they're all falling in, and one at a time they go into the fountain. They're all getting shocked. They're all stuck because of the electricity going through them, and nobody can do anything. So I understand. You can imagine what that looks like. I understand why the family wouldn't want the video of that out there. Were that to be me, I would probably feel exactly the same way. It says witnesses told police they heard screaming and yelling and saw Davenport pull an unresponsive child out of the fountain by the stage before he himself became unresponsive and was pulled out of the fountain by his friend. His friend also becomes unresponsive. And they said, witnesses said they were having lunch around the corner when they heard the children screaming. They saw Davenport in the fountain and attempted to pull him out of the fountain before they got shocked themselves. So
it's
nobody
so bad,
could
man. Such a sad story.
Yeah, nobody could like break the barrier of electricity here to pull these folks out. And JD Sparks on YouTube says the electrical equipment would not be available to the public. That's what makes this so difficult. Sam with an idea. If you're wearing a belt, you might be able to make a loop out of it, but it's easy to say this when you're not in the moment there. Yeah, I don't know what would work. And if you're an electrician, somebody who's got more experience with this kind of stuff, let us know. Send us a dispatch at thenewsjunkie.com. You record one right on your phone, and then you'll join us here on the show. I just thought that was scary. Felt bad for the family involved in this.
I guess like one of the kids did survive, but is, I mean, not in great condition as of last night.
Yeah, that does a lot to you. The father died, I believe, and then they said 3 kids were injured pretty severely because they just got stuck. They got stuck in the fountain, and the electricity keeps flowing through them, and it's like grabbing and I've heard of this happening before, grabbing an electrical fence. And then the strange thing is, if you grab the electrical fence, it kind of forces the muscles in your body to hold on to it even harder.
You tense up.
Yeah, now you've locked yourself into this puzzle of just being electrocuted and not being able to let go. My God. All right, let us know what you think with the dispatch at thenewsjunkie.com. And before we get to those, let's talk about a man who engaged in next-level road rage, because some of you are doing this out there. You don't want to do this. You don't want to go to jail. You don't want to freak out. And Courtney's got a little road rage. I got to tamp it down every once in a while.
You always call her out.
Are you scared of her?
I'm a little bit scared when she's driving, because here's her road rage comes from, she thinks she has the ultimate knowledge of the rules of the road. All right, she knows how all the roundabouts work. Here's what you're supposed to do at the stoplight.
She understands what a speed limit is and not to go 10 miles under that, Sean.
She knows the rules of the road, and I'll grant her that she certainly knows the rules of the road better than I do. But if somebody else breaks the rules of the road, she flies off the handle for a very short time, like
I'm
6
the same
seconds.
way. I'm the same way. And I'll go right back into the song.
She gets mad. Yeah, she goes right back into the song, just like you.
My
Right back
go-to,
into
though,
it.
is like, for some reason, it's just inside the car that I use the word moron. Like outside of that, my outside life, I'll call someone idiot or dummy, but moron is the behind the wheel word.
So here's something that she'll do, and she did this not that long ago. If we're driving and there's somebody who is in like a lane that's supposed to merge and they broke some rule of the road and she doesn't want to let them in, she'll keep going almost to the point of an accident. And I go, yes, that person is stupid. All right. That person is a dumb person. You're right. You're right. They don't know the rules of the road. They are totally wrong. But that doesn't mean we need to crash the car because of it.
It's a matter of principle at that
On
point.
her, it's principle. She's like, nope, I'm not going to let him in. And, oh, man.
And every once in a while, you're teaching a lesson, right?
Yeah. She teaches a lot of lessons.
And then 1 out of the 10 lessons, you find yourself with a crazy person that you interact with. Like, I will never forget, I think I was driving from Tampa back to Orlando. Some guy was riding my ass. And I'm just like, I do one of these. I go, come on, man. I can't go anywhere. He cuts the person off to the right, gets in front of me, and we're going 60, 70 miles an hour, slams on his brakes.
Insane.
Had I not been paying attention, and I looked at my side view mirror, it would have caused a major accident. And they just took off, flicked me off.
I don't get it.
After all that.
I don't get it. Willing to put their lives, your life, everybody's lives in danger because they're angry in the moment at something that happened in traffic. It's like, is it not smarter to live longer and just go home and punch a pillow or something? I don't understand.
Can't talk, babe. Punching pillows.
And some people have it to the level of they'll get out, pull out a gun. They'll stab somebody. I saw a video the other day. There's 2 people in a vehicle, like an SUV or something, and they got 2 kids in the back seat. And there's something that happens that prompts some woman to react with the road rage moment. And the woman gets out of her car, goes up to their car, starts hitting their car, takes the windshield wiper, breaks it off the car, breaks the windshield with the windshield wiper, knocks
response?
all the windshield out, and then throws it down to the ground and goes back to her car. And the people are just like, what in the hell?
Have a good day.
I go,
She sounds nice.
yeah. In this case, a Florida man was arrested after he allegedly punched his 17-year-old boy through his car window, an apparent road rage fit that played out in Marion County.
The 14-year-old was driving?
The 17-year-old.
Oh,
Did I say
excuse
14? I'm at 17 years old. Christopher Gallagher was arrested and charged with felony burglary with assault and or battery after the incident. The 17-year-old victim told deputies he was driving in the previously mentioned area searching for an address. A vehicle came up behind him, followed him closely, and honked his horn. The 39-year-old got so angry, tried to pass the teen. The teen sped up a bit, and then that's when it all turned into a gigantic fight. And back and forth they went. Scary stuff out there, folks. Keep your calm. It's a beautiful time of year.
Oh, yeah, that's going to help.
I calmed everybody down.
You just got the road ragers even more enraged.
There'll be no road rage today. Everybody
Who's
says,
this guy
"All right."
telling me how to feel?
He says, a beautiful time of year. I'm not going to do anything stupid. Here's Loose Neutral with an electrician's take on the Fountain story.
What's up, you guys?
Hey.
I am an electrician.
Okay.
I know Sabrina. Cool.
Right.
That fountain,
I see what he's doing.
the grounding system failed entirely, became disconnected, and is no longer grounded.
Why are you whispering?
Causes situations like this, unfortunately.
Oh, it's true.
There's redundant systems in pools and fountains and jacuzzis, and it takes a perfect storm
Told you guys.
for
I'm an
something like this
electrician.
to happen. And that's very unfortunate.
It takes a perfect storm, he said, for something like this to happen. Not great for that family. Randall on YouTube says, had a pickup on a highway around Christmas, riding my ass in the pouring rain. In the right lane, even with nobody else on the road. He got so angry, he jerked the wheel hard left, skidded, and flipped his truck over. There you go. Yeah, some karma in play. Everybody calm down out there, all right? Settle down.
It's a beautiful day
It's
or whatever.
a beautiful time of year.
That's what it is.
We're going to hear from you with your dispatches. Send those now at thenewsjunkie.com. When we return, the Booty Patrol has arrived, friends.
I am
What does
ready.
that mean? Wait till you hear this one. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Radio.
By Ferguson HVAC.
Happy Wednesday, everyone. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro. You can expect passing clouds today with temperatures much cooler than days past. We are talking afternoon highs in the low 70s today, but it will be breezy, wind gusts upwards of 20 to 25 miles per hour. Overnight lows tonight will be dipping into the 40s and 50s, so keep a jacket handy. By this weekend, we'll be back to the 80s. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro.
This report is sponsored by Wawa. Wawa has pizza. Wawa has pizza. It's freshly made, tastes great, and you can get it late. Right now, there's a $0 delivery fee when you order Wawa Pizza at Wawa.com or on the Wawa app. Gotta have a Wawa.
Folks, I know how it is when the weekend arrives, or even just when you get to this point and you need a break, you need to treat yourself a little bit. You go, what are we going to do? Should we go to the same place we always go to? Should we try something new? You need to go to Primrose Lanes. This is a way you treat yourself for a week of hard work by having some fun, letting loose, having some amazing food that will blow your mind, having some drinks that are crafted by the best in the business. Primrose Lanes is just an entertainment destination. That's what it is. You go there and you have awesome food and drinks. They have a big room for entertainment where these super comfy chairs, a giant screen for the boxing match, the MMA fight, whatever sports is going on. You can watch it right there and enjoy yourself. And then they have, of course, the bowling lanes, and you can bowl there in style because they have all the latest technology combined with the stuff that they saved from the previous bowling alley. All restored. The original lanes are right there for you. So reserve your lane today at primroselanes.com. Don't worry, when you go in there, it's easy to park. You can just go in, out, just like that. In the Milk District, so there's tons of stuff to do around there. It's a fun place to hang out. Go check them out, primroselanes.com.
Floridians, do you know how close you are to freshness? Fresh from Florida is local produce grown by farmers right here in our own state. It's always fresh, always in season, and always mouth-wateringly good. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo or ask for it by name where you shop.
The Chase Ink Business Premier Card is made for people who make things happen, like me. I'm Sam, founder and CEO of Manifest, a product design company that makes everyday products designed smarter. I get 2.5% cash back on purchases of $5,000 or more, plus unlimited 2% cash back on all other purchases, which helps us make more smart ideas into a brilliant reality.
The Ink Business Premier Card. Learn more at chase.com/business premier. Chase for business. Make more of what's yours. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Account subject to credit approval. Restrictions and limitations apply. Cards are issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank. Any member FDIC.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Preventive maintenance on all brands, and that saves you money and can detect an upcoming breakdown. Visit millsair.com.
Identity theft shows no signs of slowing down. In fact, more than $29 billion were stolen last year alone. That's a criminal success story and a wake-up call for everyone else. It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity. LifeLock makes it easy to help protect yourself if you become a victim. A dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. Join now and save up to 25% your first year with my name, Clay, as your promo code at LifeLock.com, promo code Clay.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is Scott Trout of Cordell & Cordell. There are a lot of great dads out there. Sometimes those dads get divorced. For more than 30 years, we have represented men in divorce, confronting the pitfalls that could devastate your finances or harm your family relationships. While every situation is different, our goal is to get the best outcome for you and your kids. Set up a consultation and take the first step.
Office in Orlando. Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's attorneys. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Scott Trout, licensed in Missouri, Illinois, and Georgia only. Online at CordellCordell.com.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed? Because only the Sleep Number Climate 360 smart bed lets you each sleep up to 13 degrees cooler or warmer on either side, while you both sleep at your ideal level of firmness, comfort, and support, your Sleep Number setting. And now our all-new next-gen smart beds have temperature benefits, so you sleep better night after night. And now the new Queen Sleep Number C2 smart bed is only $8.99. Ends Monday. To learn more, visit one of our 11 Orlando Sleep Number stores or visit sleepnumber.com.
The iHeartRadio app and the NFL right in your pocket. The home of the NFL Podcast Network, covering all 32 NFL teams, plus all the expert advice to win your fantasy league. And, of course, live NFL games. Touchdown! Download the free iHeartRadio app today. Free never sounded so good.
At Simply Safe Home Security, your safety is the only thing that matters. That's why you get 24/7 professional monitoring for less than $1 a day, because every home deserves to be protected. Right now, get 45% off the whole home security system named the best of 2023 by U.S. News and World Report. Visit simplysafe.com/radio to save big today. Advanced Home Security, 24/7 professional monitoring for less than $1 a day. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
If you don't have access to health insurance through an employer, a navigator may be able to help you find affordable coverage through the federal marketplace. And the service is free. Visit online at coveringflorida.org.
This Earful of Real Radio is sponsored by Wassey's Meat Market, the best place to buy a big green egg.
If Twitter is imploding, we're going along for the ride. Join us at Real Radio 1041 on Twitter, powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Three best friends diving into the deep end of internet culture.
The day that I died. And this stupid Tesla truck thing just really it gets me. I don't know who the target audience is for this. It's not me.
To whoever bought Hummer 2s back in the day.
Probably. They need to get that email list and just go after them, because I guess Elon Musk was on with Joe Rogan this week, and he brought his ugly, clunky Tesla truck over to Joe Rogan's place, his studio.
Cool.
And
pull that up, Jamie.
I got this. It's up on See It Now over at thenewsjunkie.com, so you can see the visual. But Joe Rogan takes out his compound bow, because he's like a bow hunter guy, and he pulls it back and shoots an arrow at the side of the Tesla truck to see what's going to happen. And
God, that thing's so ugly, man.
It really is ugly. And the arrow breaks on the side of the Tesla truck, and they're like, "Whoa, cool!"
So you're gonna survive Avatar?
Like what? I mean, what year is it?
All that money, and they couldn't get a better cameraman.
Yeah, true. It's like a mile away. But you look at this and you go, "Oh, okay. So the car is arrow-proof. That's great if we run into some people reenacting 1600s in America with Native Americans."
Well, this is America, baby. Second Amendment. Now let's test that stupid truck out.
Robin Hood proof.
I look at this and I go, what? Why? Who needs this? The only person who needs this is probably El Chapo. Like,
They don't
El
even
Chapo.
use arrows.
He's in prison, and he can use like bulletproof windows and arrow-proof cars. Or it's just, I look at this and go, who is this made for? Can you see a mom with two kids getting the Tesla truck and be like, little kids, if they're, because that's how you talk to your kids.
Yes. Hey, little kids.
Listen up, little kids. Mm-hmm. If anybody attacks us with arrows, we're going to be just fine. And I don't want to test this out myself, but I'm pretty sure an arrow is not going to go through my car. I don't know if it's going to go through my car.
It could, yeah. I literally have an arrow at my house.
I don't want to try this, but I don't care that much about that feature that I would go, hey, let me get this big, clunky, ugly, gigantic metal thing.
No, it's cool.
That is designed like you had a sixth grader go, design me a future car.
Yeah,
and
tell
the
him,
sixth grader's
Sean.
like, here you go. Here's your future car. And it could take arrows. And you go, ugh.
Well, look at that dent, though, that Joe's pointing
there
at.
is a dent, I think. So
if he hits that
It's
spot
out
with
of
5
rope.
more arrows.
like looking at it, it looks like it's a movie prop. Like I don't understand. I'm going to be so thrown when it's like they're actually out on the street.
You know what really irritates me visually?
Tell me.
I hate to say this. The windshield wiper on these things is one big, giant windshield wiper. I'm not sure if you can see it, but like right here.
Oh, my God.
And it's like
that'll be easy to replace.
It's like a 2x4. And if the windshield wiper needs replacing, you have to. It's like as tall as a person. I don't know what you're going to do. Everything's dumb about it.
Is Joe Rogan comically short, or is this truck just ginormous?
Both, I think. Yeah. There's somebody who does this thing where they continue on their Twitter account to Photoshop Joe Rogan a little shorter and a little shorter each day. And they started at like his normal height, and they have him next to somebody else in the photo, and then eventually it gets down to like mini-me size.
I love it. They do the same with Lady Gaga. They're like, you really don't know how short Lady Gaga is, and they made her like 2 inches in the last of the slideshow. Like, really?
I don't know if this is true, but Sam on YouTube says it's $800 to replace the wiper. Your windshield wiper for $800. Great investment. Get this. But Sam says I'd still buy it if I had the money. Oh, I just think they're so ugly. There's so many cars that are kind of like this, but if you want like off-road, cool cars, there's so many better options than this big clunking menace of a machine. All right, let's get to the Booty Patrol. That's where we need to be anyhow.
Yeah, baby.
We need to talk about the Booty Patrol because it's a real thing and they are out there. And they're in some trouble as well. They say the DeSoto County Sheriff's Office is asking drivers to keep an eye out for the Booty Patrol. And this is glorious. Let me see. I'm trying to find one of them where it's just a photo I can bring up. This is okay. This might have an interview with the Booty Patrol guy. Even better. Let's hear from him. This guy got in trouble for impersonating police. Just like the woman who really liked the colors of the state trooper vehicles.
They're just so cute. Aesthetically pleasing.
Totally wrapped her car to look exactly like a state trooper, and she got in trouble. This guy's in trouble for the Booty Patrol.
It was the closest you could get to Border Patrol. You know, it still had the B in it.
That Southwest Florida man is accused of impersonating a police officer.
He's got lights everywhere.
His white Chevy truck outfitted with red and blue flashing lights even has decals that make it look like a U.S. Border Patrol vehicle. But instead of saying Border Patrol, it says Booty Patrol.
It says Booty Patrol.
I was wondering if the news guy was going to say Booty Patrol.
Big difference. NBC2's Gage Golding is speaking with the man behind the wheel who says he's just trying to make people laugh.
Mm-hmm. Nothing wrong with that. Well,
the details
except for it's
of the word
illegal.
Booty Patrol on the truck aren't really the issue. What deputies cited him for is having red and blue flashing lights, like these. Ones that at night look as legit as the real deal.
This guy's really serious about reporting about this.
So creepy.
Cool guy.
The Chevy Silverado, which is equipped with red and blue lights, has also been impersonating officials in several other Florida counties, according to this.
Just for butts?
Just for Booty Patrol. And they gave the vehicle's license plate out, and they ended up finding this guy. Let's see what else they say about Mr. Booty Patrol. Not sure if he pulled anybody over for
Your
it.
intention on building this truck to make it look like you're impersonating a police officer?
No, it wasn't. It was just to have a little fun, you know.
Meet the man behind the
Yeah, he's
Booty
having a
Patrol,
good time.
Gabriel Lovano. He's the proud owner of this
look
tricked
like
out
a
Chevy
cop
pickup
truck.
truck.
No, it's supposed to look like a Border Patrol truck.
Right, booty.
Yeah,
Booty
yeah.
I mean, the truck alone was like 75.
That's
What?
just for the decals.
Damn.
Plus another $5,000 to light this truck up like a Christmas tree.
I was just bored, you know, and I just decided on that.
That's a lot of money just to be bored.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, man, but like, you know, just to have fun, you know.
Just having fun, you know.
I like him.
I guess maybe the younger generation isn't in too much trouble if they got $75,000 for Booty Patrol trucks.
Oh, I mean, he said it cost $75,000.
Yeah.
Probably, has some payments ahead of
Yeah,
him.
maybe if he's paying off the Booty Patrol truck for the rest of his life, what a bad investment, sir.
Worth it.
What a bad investment this was. Let's go over to a couple of dispatches. Lots of people joining the show, and we appreciate that. We'll go to Swilly. He's talking about trick-or-treating because this is Halloween week.
Hey, everybody. Happy today.
Hey.
So the first Halloween at the new house was a flop. I had one little group of kids that stopped by to grab some candy. It was Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, and Spider-Man. So It was cute. As the kids were leaving, I said, "What does Optimus Prime say?" And the little kid goes, "Autobots, roll out!"
Nice.
So that made my nerd heart happy.
We had a lot of people in my neighborhood. I don't know if this is common or not. They don't just wait for you to ring the doorbell and then they give you the candy. They sit out front on like little chairs. Okay, so a lot of people seem to do that. They didn't used to do that where I would go trick-or-treating. It was different then, I guess. Or maybe just it depends on the neighborhood. But they get out and they sit in the front yard, and then they greet everybody, and they go, "Happy Halloween." They got some spooky music playing in the background.
Guys, my setup is the best one that I've had.
Yeah.
I think since all time. Oh, I'll say it, all time. I have a fog machine that I had waited for this day once a year.
Oh, my.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then I started, and it's not making the right noise. So I said, okay,
no.
Halloween is ruined. And then I go over to a little app called Uber Eats. And was able to buy a fog machine.
On
and
Uber
have it
Eats?
delivered within 30 to 45 minutes.
What a world we are living in.
And I'm like, you saved Halloween. Here's a Kit Kat. Leave.
They were like, we're never going to get rid of this fog machine. Just keep it on there. Somebody will want it eventually. They sit out in the front yard and they greet the kids and they come by and they give them candy and stuff. And so there's like house one, 2 people outside giving kids candy. House 2, same thing. House 3, there's an old lady out there by herself. She's giving out candy. House 4 that we walk by, there's this Mexican dude and he's sitting out in a chair by the street drinking a beer. And he doesn't even have any candy or anything.
I'm just looking at the kids, man.
He's just watching. And I was like, I like this guy. He's sitting out there, broad daylight. It hadn't even got dark yet. He's got his same plastic chair. He's right along the road. And he's like, hey, everybody, saying hello. He's not giving out any candy.
Give out Modelo?
No Modelo. He's just drinking and just enjoying himself.
That's
He wanted to do some people watching, I guess. Here is Tater Hog talking about road rage.
Good afternoon, Junkies. Hey, truck driver here. So yesterday I was in Jacksonville on 295 eastbound.
Right.
So I'm in a truck. Obviously, I'm not fully loaded, but I was about 65,000 pounds.
Yeah, same.
In that particular area, it was a 2-lane road. My truck's governed, unfortunately, at 65 miles an hour.
Oh, my God.
So I got in the left lane because I was passing a group of cars doing like 45. So I'm going to go
Purple
around.
car.
This dude got mad, sped around me, cut me off, got in front of me, slammed on his brakes, but while flicking me off, decided to clean his windshield to spray all that water on my windshield and try to block my view.
He went for it.
Flicked me off some more, then drove off. Anyway, Jacksonville's becoming a little Atlanta. Anyway, don't forget me, Josh. Wiggle, wiggle, pop, pop.
Thank you, Tater Hog. Appreciate you.
Yeah, don't forget, Josh.
I could never forget Tater Hog.
Laid Up on Twitch says, we were outside giving candy and high noons for adults. And this is something that I've seen a lot more. I don't know if they used to do this back in the day, but I was a kid and I didn't notice. But if you're an adult with a kid, one of the benefits is if you go around a big neighborhood, you could get drunk while trick-or-treating with your kid.
Oh, yeah,
There's
brother.
people handing out White Claws. And there was a house that we went by that had shots. There was a whole table with these little like glasses on them, I think, like little like paper shot glass things. And you just were, maybe I had Jello shots in it. I don't know what it was. We didn't walk over and see it, but we just saw them all laid out there. People give away high noons like that. Go around, walk your kid, get some candy, and then get hammered. Why not spend your Halloween that way? All right, when we come back, we're going to hear from you. It's time you join us on the show, friend. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and hit record on your first dispatch right now. When we return, a teacher gets in trouble and a school starts doing something right. Finally, what's happening? You got to hear these stories, and they're coming up next on the News Junkie.
Your chance to win $1,000 and a little
Holiday magic
is just minutes away, and brought to you by Mills Air.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
2 left lanes are blocked due to an accident on Kirkman Road northbound at Old Winter Garden Road. Delays due to an accident on International Drive southbound at World Center Drive. Traveling on I-4, you can expect your regular delays eastbound between Osceola Parkway and State Road 535. Traffic is up to speed on 429 in the Greenway. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
Florida's farmers work hard to grow nutritious food for you and your family, and you can help support them by enjoying delicious Fresh from Florida produce. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo where you shop, or visit freshfromflorida.com to learn more.
Hey, if you're in law enforcement, maybe you're a firefighter or EMT, doctors, nurses, teachers, active duty military, and veterans, and you happen to be looking to upgrade your driving situation, Nations Trucks has got your back with their Hometown Heroes program. First off, with approved credit, you're making no payments for 90 days. Plus, you can finance your next truck for up to 75 months, and you're going to get a lower 48-month interest rate. So start saving money and start driving the truck that you deserve today. Check out the amazing selection of trucks at nationstrucks.com and tell them Celian from the News Junkie sent you.
In this week's Marketers Report, Dana Nussbaum, Executive Vice President, Worldwide Marketing at Warner Brothers Discovery, weighs in on regional audio marketing.
Although we're marketing at a very broad scale, it does include specific local markets, and that's the beauty of iHeart's network.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
You earned it. Get it early. With a Fairwinds checking account, you can get your direct deposit up to 2 days in advance. No more waiting for payday. And we make it easy for you to send and receive money from friends and family. Open a checking account today at Fairwinds Credit Union and reach your financial goals. Fairwinds is federally insured by the NCUA.
Morgan & Morgan is not only America's largest injury law firm, we're also the only injury law firm in the world with lawyers licensed in all 50 states. With dedicated attorneys focused on personal injury, medical malpractice, insurance disputes, car crashes, employee rights, and many others, we have a 30-year track record of getting results for clients just like you. So wherever you are, whatever you need, our firm is ready to take your call. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
When it comes to breast cancer, research is the reason we know that early detection saves lives. If it's time for your annual screening, schedule your appointment now. If you're not sure if you should be screened, talk to your doctor about when you should start and what your screening options are. Don't delay. Breast cancer that remains undiagnosed is dangerous. Learn more from the Breast Cancer Research Foundation, the largest private funder of breast cancer research in the world. Find the latest breakthroughs in breast cancer prevention, diagnosis, treatment, metastasis, and survivorship at bcrf.org.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out.
Binges, blackouts, regret, shame, trying and failing to drink less or quit. Hi, I'm Jonathan, founder of Or Health. I know how scary drinking too much can be because I struggled with alcohol misuse for most of my adult life. But I also know that it is possible to drink less or quit, and medication can help. Naltrexone is a safe, effective medication that makes it easier to cut back or quit drinking, so you don't have to rely on willpower alone. I started Or Health to make access to naltrexone convenient and private to help people like me regain control over alcohol.
If you're ready to stop drinking or just drink less, text FINALLY to 323232 to get a secure link to Or Health's private online assessment. Our licensed medical professionals will evaluate your assessment, and if medication is right for you, prescribe it online. We'll deliver your prescription right to your door. No doctor's office visits required. Text the word FINALLY to 323232 to get started today. That's FINALLY to 323232.
Attention! Our friends from Guarantee Media are giving away 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99 to the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551. It's only for the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551. They give you up to a year and a half to travel, but you must be one of the first 50 to text MUSIC to 96551. Grab your phone and text the word MUSIC to 96551 for your chance to get 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99. That's MUSIC to 96551. You heard right. Be one of the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551 and get 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99. But you must be one of the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551. Text the word MUSIC to 96551 for your chance to go on vacation to Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico.
They are our love bugs and companions. They are our pets, our family, and they make life better. When we face unexpected challenges, so do our pets. That's why we're on a mission to support people and their pets. Whether donating a bag of kibble, sharing an Instagram post of a lost cat, or welcoming a foster pet into your home, every bit of kindness counts. Visit petsandpeopletogether.org to learn how to be a helper in your community. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
A psoriasis flare-up can make a walk in the park, well, no walk in the park.
It's that obvious, huh? I've tried so many lotions and creams, but I still have symptoms.
So those don't do enough to treat the inflammation beneath the skin, leaving you with those uncontrolled symptoms.
Makes sense, but what else can I do?
You can get real with your dermatologist so they can help you get clear. Make an appointment and, you're already on it.
Hi, yes, I'd like to make an appointment.
Get real clear about psoriasis at letsgetrealclear.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
We're all looking for the recipe for success. Maybe what you really need is the recipe for fresh. Luckily, that's easy to get. Just go to freshfromflorida.com. There you'll find all kinds of recipes that use in-season and locally grown Florida produce. Visit freshfromflorida.com to learn more.
SafeTouch offer modern options to secure your home or business with just a tap on your phone, watch, or tablet. Right now, buy one outdoor camera with 24/7 recording, get one free. Visit safetouch.com. SafeTouch, peace of mind with a purpose. State license number EF20001945.
No payments until February of next year? Visit nationstrucks.com right now.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you deserve better. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Holiday magic.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, Bills. BILLS. That's Bills. Enter it now at realradio.fm and get a little holiday magic. And may the odds be ever in your favor.
Hear it here first. Then everyone else will catch up in a week or 2 or 4. You're listening.
Did the unthinkable to me yesterday. And it was Moses DeWitt. And it was not him dressing up for Halloween as me, all right? He dressed up as me for Halloween. That was fine. I was okay with that. That was funny. It was good content for the show. We like content
Sounds
around
like
here. And that was fine. Good with content. Not this, though. Not this. So Moses DeWitt, before he left my place yesterday, Sabrina, he did the unthinkable. He pantry shamed me. And I this is a line that I think...
Did you invite him to go into your pantry?
No, I did not. No, I think he might have been throwing something away, or he just wandered in there because he was just kind of looking around at stuff in the house. And I go into the kitchen area, and I see Moses, our friend, and he's looking around the pantry, and he's just laughing. And I was like, why are you laughing in my pantry? And he's like, this is like the pantry of a 15-year-old kid. And I was like, what? And he goes, do you really like these Chewy bars over here? And he starts pointing out different items.
There's nothing wrong with Chewy bars.
And I said, Chewy bars are great. It's a delicious snack. They're not that bad for you. We try to have like 2 healthy meals a day and then have a couple of small, low-calorie snacks in between. Probably eating better than I ever have in my entire adult life right now. And he's going around. He's, oh, look at it. There's cheese balls and popcorn, and there's fruit chews in here. And then he hit the piece de la resistance when he grabs a box of Reese's Puffs cereal, and he's just, it's like a little kid's pantry.
Okay, what are you supposed to have? Raisin Bran?
That's what I said. What does an adult pantry look like then? What is it? It's
Don't
all
go
like
in mine. That's for sure.
I said, Mose, what's in yours? A bunch of Werther's Originals? What is it that's serious about your pantry and my pantry is a kid pantry? And he's like, well, I got a bunch of stuff like this in there, but I have a kid. And so he says,
a good point.
Basically, he's got the same exact pantry, but he can excuse it away because he has a kid. Like, if it wasn't for that, it would be all very adult foods. Nothing fun, God forbid. Nothing like that.
Like cottage cheese and plain yogurt.
Like
low-fat everything.
Bananas on a shelf for some reason. What are the adult things that you put in your pantry? Eric F.
Now,
on
if you
YouTube
had
says,
Capri Sun or Go-Gurt, I would maybe have a little flag on the field there.
we don't have Capri Sun.
Well, now, hold on. Capri Sun slaps.
We don't have Capri Suns. We do have some Danimals in there, but Cordy likes those. I can't excuse that, really. I'll take the hit for that. But
Drinkable
overall,
yogurt.
I mean, it's a totally normal pantry. Spices, all the things that you have, the pastas, everything in there.
Beefaroni.
Beefaroni is in there for emergencies. If there's a power outage, you got the Beefaroni backup plan. That's what I call it.
A lot of power outages here.
Ready to go. And it's all respectable stuff. There is not Powerade, but... oh, God. I forgot the name of it. No, it's something
Body
like
Armor.
that. Body
Kool-Aid.
Armor. There's Body Armor drinks. It's all normal adult things. And he's laughing at me, mocking me like that's not an adult pantry. An adult pantry should have fun items in it. It should have a couple of things to put a little smile on your face. You know, a few things where you're like, I will have some popcorn right now. I don't mind if I do. I'll have some of these pretzel chips. Those are the things we earn. Going through all the stressful things we do in our lives, and for him to pantry shame me was inexcusable. So he's now banned from my house, and it's going to be awkward moving forward. We're hoping for the best, and they just got to draw a line in the sand somewhere, I think, and that's where I'm drawing it. Somebody said zebra cakes in the pantry. No, I don't have any zebra cakes in my pantry. That would be even too much for me. I just have a totally normal pantry. And zebra cakes are fine, too. They're not there just for kids, for God's sake.
So I have Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Am I an adult baby?
No, you're treating yourself with some delicious cereal.
That's a taste you can see.
Yeah, I like that stuff. There's nothing wrong with that. I can't believe he did that. Let's get into a new segment. So one off, and it's This Week in Teachers, friends. Woo-hoo. That's right. We've got two stories about teachers, so why not pretend that they're related to each other and they're in a segment right here. Because at a school in Missouri, this is St. Clair High School, they had to put a varsity cheerleading coach on leave this week after a student slipped a note under her classroom door. What did the note say?
What's up?
This is kind of creepy. The note said, "I know your secret."
Oh.
That was on the note.
That is creepy.
The student writes, "I know your secret."
What? Are they gay or something?
And he slides under the door to this cheerleading coach, and the woman, I guess, tells the principal and stuff about this. And what the secret was what the principal was interested in hearing as well. And she said, "I have an OnlyFans account," and he must have found it, and he's trying to pin this against me right now.
All right.
Why else would you say "I know your secret" unless you were trying to bilk something out of that person?
Blackmail much?
Yeah, that sounds a little bit like you're trying to blackmail somebody.
But what can you bilk out of a teacher? Like, you better give me an A.
Yeah.
That's it?
She makes some money on the side with that OnlyFans, though, so we can get a little bit out of it. She said, "I don't make enough as a teacher. I made $47,500 last year, and I have $125,000 in student loans." And she says she's making about $3,000 to $5,000 a month on OnlyFans, and she keeps her face hidden in an effort to remain anonymous for her account.
How did that kid find out?
That's another great question.
He's been studying her body every day till he could be sure it was her.
I know these curves. I know what I'm looking at here. How did this kid find out about this? And what the hell is he doing on OnlyFans to begin with?
Yeah.
Those are the real questions out there. And this is the second teacher at that school to be caught with an OnlyFans account.
As it turns out, it makes you some money.
She deactivated the account.
It's almost like they should pay teachers more.
Yeah. She deactivated the account, which had 1,500 subscribers.
Damn.
And I thought this would be the perfect time to go, I'm going full-fledged into OnlyFans.
Yeah, I'd be quitting the teaching job.
Right. And just go right into that because you're going to get a surge in people subscribing because of this story making the rounds. And the second story in This Week in Teachers, we go to Canada for this one. It's about an Ottawa teacher who was suspended for 2 days after confining an 8th grader in a locker for about 2 minutes, they said.
Stole his lunch money?
The family is pushing to have the teacher transferred to another school.
Oh, they're just going to transfer the teacher.
They move them to another one.
Got it.
Push kids over there in the lockers.
Like the Catholic priests.
The kid was 12 years old and was joking along with his friends by showing them he could fit inside his locker. It was a lot of fun, he said. And then the teacher intervened, and the teacher shut the door to the locker and just held it closed and pinned the little kid in the locker. And they said for several minutes, they were laughing at him, and the other kids were joking about this. And he was locked inside the locker for 2 minutes, he said. The teacher is now in some trouble for this.
Sounds fun, though.
Yeah, if you're locker size, you got to try it out at least once or twice. Here is Damn Beavers. It just says hungover on this dispatch.
Oh, boy.
So today is day after Halloween. It is one of those
Saturday, Sunday
days where you swear you'll never drink ever again.
All right.
Those days.
That's it.
You don't sound well, sir.
I hear a little bit of angst in your voice.
What day is it? Wednesday scaries?
It's got every day of the week scaries.
All the scaries.
All right, let's go over to Daddy Two Times.
Yes, Sean, how about that trick or boozing, man? That was a nice surprise because I go trick-or-treating every year and that's never happened. And as soon as I was offered that first Jell-O shot last night while out trick-or-treating with the kids, everything we learned as children went out the window, bro. Like, I immediately took that thing, threw it back, and then only afterward did I look at my kids with a feeling of guilt and like I was being judged. But that won't stop me and did not stop me from moving forward.
Yeah, handing out alcohol to the adults is new to me. Maybe it's been happening for a while.
It's tough times,
MB Mike on YouTube says, I know your secret. It sounds vague. Most people have secrets they might be ashamed of. Sounds like somebody might have just been fishing. Imagine if you just did that to everybody in your life.
Yeah.
Put a note under each of their doors that says, I know your secret, and just wait to see what happens from that.
A couple years ago, when ThinkPad lived here, we were watching his dog, me and Pinky's wife, Josh's wife, and right before he came back, we go, and we left a little surprise for you. And said nothing else.
That's it?
For the next 6 weeks, this man lost his ever-loving mind.
Trying to
figure out what we did to his house. What did we leave? He checked every cabinet and drawer. We didn't do anything at all. The real thing was just having him look around for it. It was beautiful.
Did you hit a point in that where
bullies?
you said... Did you hit a point in that where you said, I kind of feel bad now we should hide something in the house so we can at least find something?
No, eventually we sat him down. We're like, we didn't do anything, but it was fun to watch.
Yeah.
Welcome back home.
Jeez, man. I guess this kid could have been hinting at something else, but it seems like he knew what was going on and he found that OnlyFans and he was just kind of being a creeper about it, which is weird, that the students shouldn't get away with doing that. Should the teacher face some punishment for having an OnlyFans? If I ruled the world, no, because I don't care about stuff like that. Students shouldn't be on the OnlyFans, so therefore there shouldn't be a problem. And she's not even showing her face on the OnlyFans. But if the teacher does get in trouble because there's rules that she's violating, I sure hope the student gets in some trouble, right? The student is not only on OnlyFans looking at naked people, which he's not supposed to do because he's underage, but the student is also vaguely threatening teachers with secret notes under the door. That kid should be in trouble. Definitely not cool. Here's Mr. Mike talking about pantry shaming.
Hey, Sean, man, don't let my old pantry shame you like that. I lived in North Georgia in the mountains for 2 years, and I kept beefaroni and ravioli just in case a bad storm or even snow will take out power. And you got to eat, man. Wiggle, wiggle, pop, pop, a can of beefaroni.
I just don't know what is in a professional pantry. That's where I'm hung up here. What is
professional or adult?
An adult pantry, right? Somebody who's an adult,
professional adult.
Like I had Rao's or Rao's or whatever, tomato sauce, got pasta, got all the things that seem like a normal person would have them.
SpaghettiOs.
And there wasn't even like mac and cheese or anything that would be very much directed towards younger kids. It was just like a couple, like gummies. Adults eat gummies too. It's a great late night snack.
No, you need coffee grounds and Snackwell cookies.
Ooh, a bag of flour.
Cookies.
A bag of flour you never touch because you don't
all
bake.
I do
cornmeal
after 8 p.m., just so you guys know a little something about me, all I do is take shots of Tullamore Dew and eat fruit juice.
You do the do.
Pretty much all I do.
Do the do and chew the chew.
If we're home, we put on a movie when we're here, if we haven't gone out and done something for the night. And we sit down, we watch our movie, and we have some shots. I don't even drink White Claw really anymore. I have like maybe one White Claw.
That's good because that's a baby drink.
Don't drink the baby drinks. How adult can you be? I'm sipping a whiskey, and I'm having some fruit juice, and I'm watching adult movies with nudity in them, some of them.
Whoa.
I'm like, full-on adult. You know,
Oh,
young me would be proud.
Do you do like Kevin McAllister and you're like, hey, I'm eating junk food and watching rubbish. You better come out and stop me.
Sometimes. Just to embrace it all.
Just for fun.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with this. I don't feel like that's a childish thing. I think fruit chews and whiskey shots is what most people should be.
I love that country song.
It does sound like a country song. Not a great one, but a country song nonetheless. Okay, we want you to join us on the show today. You've been listening for a while, or maybe even today's your first day listening to this show. You should still hang out with us and add to the content on the show with the dispatch. And you could send one of those on your phone or even on your computer if you have a microphone. Anywhere where you got a microphone and an internet connection, you can go to thenewsjunkie.com. And once you're there, hit record on your first dispatch right now. All right, we got the next episode on the way in a bit.
Yeah.
We've also got somebody who screwed up Halloween. They did not do a good job, did not do a good thing, and we'll get into that when we come back. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio. It is.
The Monsters in the Morning.
On the mom, Bad Bunny.
Mira, es Bad Bunny, aquí jangueando con los monstruos en la mañana. Bad Bunny, baby.
Yeah, baby. Thank you, Mr. Bunny. Oh, my God. Yo, we are so...
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
All lanes are blocked due to an accident on the off-ramp from I-4 eastbound to Colonial Drive, causing delays on I-4 eastbound between Robinson Street and Parr Street. 2 left lanes are blocked due to an accident on Kirkman Road, northbound at Old Winter Garden Road. There's delays on I-4 eastbound between Osceola Parkway and after State Road 535. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by InvisibleFence.com. Feel confident in your pet's safety while experiencing the convenience of Invisible Fence brand. Customized for you and your pet's needs. Patented fence technology is paired with hands-on training from certified pet trainers who give your pet the safest freedom possible. Learn more by visiting InvisibleFence.com.
Folks, if you're doing some of that fall work on your house where you want to get caught up on all the things that have gone wrong that you need to fix, that you need to repair, you can be in real good hands if you work with the folks at Mills Air. You can trust that they will be fair and that they will make sure you are treated the right way. And their techs are the best of the best. They know everything about ACs, and they know all of the brands out there. So no matter what kind of air conditioner you have, they're going to be able to help you out. They've been doing this for a long time, since 1992. That's longer than some of you have been around. And over 30 years, they've been keeping Central Florida cool by helping people like you out. Their techs can work on any brand, as I said, and they're a Carrier Factory authorized dealer. That means they can get you up to $1,275 in rebates toward a brand new Carrier unit. I'm going to give you their phone number in just a second and their website, but you can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and you can always turn to family-owned and operated Mills Air. You will know you are in good hands. Give them a call, 407-277-1159, or find them online at millsair.com.
Once you get Jersey Mike's catering with 12 subs for any event, I'll tell you, there's no going back to other catering. That would be like going back to using Morse code.
Welcome to Jersey Mike's.
Okay, here we go.
A pickle slice wrapped in a napkin.
Oh, wait, try this.
A brownie with extra olive oil?
Whoops, I mixed up my dots and dashes. Here.
1,800 catering boxes coming right up.
Uh-oh. Nope, there's no going back once you get catering at Jersey Mike's. a sub above.
Do you suffer from sinus infections or sinus headaches? You use nasal spray and antibiotics, but nothing works. At Aspire Allergy and Sinus, we have solutions. And with healthcare deductibles resetting soon, now's a great time to see if you're a candidate for a minimally invasive procedure called balloon sinuplasty. Imagine no more pain, no more congestion. Set an appointment today with Aspire to see if balloon sinuplasty is right for you. Go to aspireallergy.com to book your appointment. That's aspireallergy.com.
Victim of a slip and fall? It takes one phone call to take back control of your life. Anajar and Levine will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Call me, Mark Anajar, for a free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In Office Orlando. Contact Tax Relief Helpers for details and restrictions. Attention anyone that owes money to the IRS. The IRS has restarted aggressive enforcement actions against taxpayers who owe back taxes that were temporarily suspended for COVID. If you owe $10,000 or more, you must hear this because now is the time to clear your IRS tax debt. A special toll-free number has been established so you can stop penalty fees, avoid liens, levies, and other hostile measures by the IRS. Call Tax Relief Helpers right now at 800-374-2103. Tax Relief Helpers will provide you with the maximum protection afforded by law.
I got behind on my taxes and owed $48,000. I didn't know what to do. I called and they got my bill lowered to just $3,500.
I owed $87,000 in taxes and it was scary. I got the amount I owed down to just $3,500. I saved $83,500.
If you owe money to the IRS, don't wait another day. Call 800-374-2103 right now before the IRS enforces liens, levies, and other aggressive measures. The call and consult are absolutely free. Call now. Call 800-374-2103. 800-374-2103. 800-374-2103.
We're all looking for the recipe for success. Maybe what you really need is the recipe for fresh. Luckily, that's easy to get. Just go to freshfromflorida.com. There you'll find all kinds of recipes that use in-season and locally grown Florida produce. Visit freshfromflorida.com to learn more.
Treat your taste buds to the King's Hawaiian Pork and Slaw Sandwich. Back for a limited time at Firehouse Subs. With slow-smoked pulled pork, melted pepper jack, and sweet and tangy slaw on a toasted King's Hawaiian bun. Enjoy one today with our new Tropical Cherry Limeade. A refreshing blend of sweet cherry and pineapple flavors with a squeeze of fresh lime. Only at Firehouse Subs. Beverage is artificially flavored. Participating U.S. locations.
The Hess truck's back and it's better than ever to the rescue this year. The Hess truck's here.
It's the Hess police truck and cruiser with sirens, lights, wheelie action, and battering ram. Free shipping and batteries included. Only at HessToyTruck.com.
Identity theft shows no signs of slowing down. In fact, more than $29 billion were stolen last year alone. That's a criminal success story and a wake-up call for everyone else. It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity. LifeLock makes it easy to help protect yourself if you become a victim. A dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. Join now and save up to 25% your first year with my name, Clay, as your promo code at LifeLock.com, promo code Clay.
Why is iHeartRadio the #1 streaming radio app? Free music.
Free live radio stations from all over the country.
Free podcasts. Free playlists.
Free contests. Free artist radio stations.
Commercial-free stations. It's free. I love iHeartRadio. Join the millions of music, radio, and podcast fans on the #1 streaming radio app now.
iHeartRadio.
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 Free never sounded so good.
West 2 News at 7 p.m. Local, live, late breaking.
Holiday magic.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, Bills. BILLS. That's Bills. Enter it now at realradio.fm and get a little holiday magic. And may the odds be ever in your favor.
Send us a dispatch and join the ranks of the great 5%ers.
And also, you can subscribe to the podcast for free if you miss any of the show today, or if you just want to get caught up over the weekend. Go to thenewsjunkie.com, and you'll find all the links to the podcast right there. You know, when we were walking around the neighborhood, looking at everybody who was trick-or-treating, just taking the dog for a walk, I was really kind of surprised at how many older kids were out there this year. And we brought up the story previously of how some cities, even though they don't enforce these laws, it's illegal in those cities for you to trick or treat over the age of 13. And
There was way more than that.
Yeah, there was a lot of kids who were 13, 14, 15 years old. And as I said, the last person who showed up at my house, it's a full-grown man, and he's got a panda costume on with just a big panda head, like one that you would have to
How do you
lift
know
off.
that's a full-grown man because of his height?
Yeah,
There could
I mean,
be
if he
tall
wa-
teens.
He would have been a 6-foot tall teenager then. Either that or he was like a
Good
grown
for
man.
him.
He was big, whoever he was. And he had a big panda head on top of his head. And then he had like just a black outfit on. So it was like
himself?
panda's body. He was all by himself.
That's weird.
And he showed up at after 10 o'clock to try to get the candy. The candy was all out. So as I said, he flipped over the bowl of candy. And when I started thinking about it, I go, let's say this is an adult or somebody close to it. What's the scam that they're doing there? What is the thing that are you trying to go out and get as much candy as you can and you're going to sell it?
He could just be like wanting free candy and going after the remnants that people leave out.
Yeah, but it seems like that would be
get the rest
weird
of it.
for an adult to do that. If you're 18 years old and you're still trying to scam people out of extra Halloween candy, I'm concerned. I think you might be on a list somewhere.
Never stop grifting.
They're not. No, they're still going out getting candy and then I guess eating it all. And then I saw a story today and I was like, the kids are going to weaponize this one. Kids are not stupid. You got to understand that when kids see something that they could take advantage of, they'll take advantage of it. That's why schools have gotten a lot more crazy and violent and unruly over the last 10 years because the kids figured out the teachers can't really punish us. The schools don't want to report that any bad kids have done any bad things. So we can just get away with whatever we want. So let's get up and do whatever we feel like doing. Let's not pay any attention. They learn nothing. They become too stupid when they get older and they fail at life. So that's not a good outcome. But some of them.
Very promising.
Some of them are smarter along the way. And this story that I saw said, a dentist says, this is a professional dentist, real life.
Toothologist.
Yeah, a toothologist MD. And the dentist said it's better for kids to eat all the candy in one night than to spread it out over a longer period of time.
That makes sense. That makes sense to me.
I thought, how many kids are going to print this article out and be like, Mom and Dad, I'd like to present some evidence here that suggests I should be able to eat all of this candy
This same
right
dentist, he is 4 of the 5 that recommend Colgate for me to brush my teeth after all these candies. Let's believe him.
I'm sorry. Mom and Dad, are you smarter than the dentist? Do you know more about my health than this dentist does? No. Dentist says I can eat it all right now in one sitting if I want to. The other thing I like about Halloween and just kind of people watching, kid watching. God, that sounds weird.
Yeah, it does.
But you know what I'm saying? Just going around
Small
the neighborhood.
person watching.
And you're like observing the trick-or-treaters. One thing that I liked was when you overhear the kind of conversations that kids have with each other, it's adorable, man. There was this one little kid. He must have been 6 or 7 years old. And he's dressed up in his costume. He's like a little bumblebee or whatever. And his friend is a transformer. And he's got a big group of friends. They're all dressed up. And he goes, let me check my meter. And he holds up the bag.
What an idiot.
The bag that he was trick-or-treating in. And it had a clear meter on the side. And the meter was like, keep trick-or-treating. And then when it filled up more, it was like, you're doing well. And then when it filled up more, it'd be like, all right, you filled the bag. And he's just looking at it to see how well he's done so far on his little Halloween adventure.
Dude, I had a little kid and he was so sweet. Like, nothing pleased me more. And I had bought like a handful of the big bars with the intention of like the coolest kids get it.
That's why your house was so popular.
Good manners, you get one. This one kid, he's like, do you have another bag? My bag broke. He had like a grocery store bag.
What?
Yeah.
This kid is unprepared.
Well,
can't
what
reward
if
that?
he's poor?
Yeah, he came up to the house and he doesn't even have a bag ready to go?
No, he had a bag. The bag he had broke. God, you're mean.
Did he have so much candy in the bag that it broke?
It was a cheap bag. It's meant for, like your kid food that you have in the pantry. But
right.
I went in to go grab him a more sturdy bag, and I'm like, this one says THC. This one says THC. Damn it. This one says, all right, looks like you are. I finally found a brown paper bag for him. And then I gave him a full bar. Full bar.
Oh, that's a good day for him, man. You know what he does is he takes that brown paper bag and he rips the bottom out of the brown paper bag and he goes, you have a bag that I could use? This one's all ripped.
It's a good scam.
I'm just a poor little kid on Halloween. Help me out, please. And then, boom, full bars every single time. We had the opposite of full bars here. We had and they get smaller every year. The little like snack size ones. The fun size ones. They're like a little tiny thing now.
You know what they had? Fruit Loops as a Halloween giveaway. They make them in snack packs now. I'm surprised you don't have it in your pantry.
I would put it in my pantry. There's nothing wrong with that. Adults can buy those kind of foods too. Just because Mo wants to shame me about what's in my pantry like it's not adult enough. Is very much adult, and I would argue way more adult than his pantry since he has a child and he's got all kinds of kid things in there.
Yeah, get him.
He may have an excuse, but I think I still win this battle. Okay, we want to hear from you.
Do, Sean.
Send us a dispatch. Only sometimes, I know when I got a loss on my hands. I know when I have one, and I know when to just take the L. Not this time. Not right now. I think I'm going to win. Halloween kicked off early at an elementary school. Somebody did Halloween wrong there, though. There was somebody who prompted a couple calls to the police. They were dressed up as Pennywise, the child-killing clown from Stephen King's 1986 horror novel. And he had the balloon and he had everything. And he was standing by the sign of the school and just wouldn't go anywhere. And a lot of people... I know. A lot of people online liked it, but the parents didn't like it, and they were calling the cops. I agree. Why are you doing that? If you want to go to a party or even go around the neighborhood dressed up as Pennywise, whatever.
Go to Walmart or something.
Yeah, walk around in public so people can see it. But standing outside the school with the balloon and that costume, that's a little creeper-like. All right, we want to see what you think. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch right now. When we come back... The next episode with Sabrina. What's coming up on the next episode?
I'm so excited to tell you off the top of my head.
All right.
What's coming up on the next episode? Kim Kardashian, she has children that are making more money than all three of us combined. And I'll tell you how. Alec Baldwin, he's had a tough couple years, so why not threaten the world with a reality television show? Plus, someone must stop Mariah Carey. She's gone too far. All that and so much more coming up on the next episode.
And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio. At 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by Gringos Locos and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James, Miguel, Ken, and Mike. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Happy Wednesday, everyone. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro. You can expect passing clouds today with temperatures much cooler than days past. We are talking afternoon highs in the low 70s today, but it will be breezy, wind gusts upwards of 20 to 25 miles per hour. Overnight lows tonight will be dipping into the 40s and 50s, so keep a jacket handy. By this weekend, we'll be back to the 80s. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro.
This report is sponsored by Audible. Escape with the best stories of the year on Audible. Hear celebrity memoirs, mysteries, true crime, sci-fi, and more. Ignite your imagination with audiobooks, podcasts, and originals. Sign up for a free 30-day trial at audible.com.
Orlando's best comedy room is safely open. The Orlando Improv welcomes Eddie Griffin on November 3rd and 4th.
If she was yours, she wouldn't be hollering.
Tickets and showtimes online at theimprovorlando.com. Above all, come for the comedy. We could all use a laugh. The Improv is hiring for all evening positions. Line cook, cocktail servers, and waitstaff, food runners, dishwashers. We cater to top talent and the best locals in the Central Florida area. Please call us at 407-480-5233 or email for open interviews.
Burden of Guilt, a brand new true crime podcast that tells the harrowing story of Tracy Raquel Burns, a woman who spent 4 decades at the center of one of the most bizarre and disturbing cases in American history. Was she responsible for the mysterious death of her baby brother?
I was told that Matthew died in an accident, and no one really talked about it.
Really tough family dynamics fueled much of what happened in this case.
Listen to Burden of Guilt on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
To everyone who appreciates a fresh meal that comes from the heart, let our team member Emma tell you what's special about the Culver's Way.
We take great tasting burgers seriously in Wisconsin. Favorite recipes, fresh ingredients, real Wisconsin cheese. It's a place where traditions matter. So of course it's where Culver's Butter Burger was born. Fresh, never frozen beef, seared to perfection, then topped with a lightly buttered toasted bun.
What can we say? To us, it's a whole lot more than a burger. It's a taste of home.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious. To everyone who craves a rich and creamy hometown treat, let our team member Nevaeh tell you how we do it at Culver's.
Every scoop of Culver's fresh frozen custard is made in small batches throughout the day. Because where we come from, the little things make a big difference. Like bringing back a seasonal favorite. Our salted caramel pumpkin concrete mixer and pumpkin spice shake are back for a limited time. Handcrafted with farm fresh dairy and real pureed pumpkin just for you. So it's the best part of your day.
And we mean the best. From Wisconsin with love. Welcome to Delicious.
Identity theft shows no signs of slowing down. In fact, more than $29 billion were stolen last year alone. That's a criminal success story and a wake-up call for everyone else. It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity. LifeLock makes it easy to help protect yourself if you become a victim. A dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. Join now and save up to 25% your first year with my name, Clay, as your promo code at LifeLock.com, promo code Clay.
They are our love bugs and companions. They are our pets, our family, and they make life better. When we face unexpected challenges, so do our pets. That's why we're on a mission to support people and their pets. Whether donating a bag of kibble, sharing an Instagram post of a lost cat, or welcoming a foster pet into your home, every bit of kindness counts. Visit petsandpeopletogether.org to learn how to be a helper in your community. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Feel confident in your pet's safety while experiencing the convenience of Invisible Fence brand, customized for you and your pet's needs. Patented fence technology is paired with hands-on training from certified pet trainers who give your pet the safest freedom possible. Learn more by visiting invisiblefence.com.
You earned it. Get it early. With a Fairwinds checking account, you can get your direct deposit up to 2 days in advance. No more waiting for payday. And we make it easy for you to send and receive money from friends and family. Open a checking account today at Fairwinds Credit Union and reach your financial goals. Fairwinds is federally insured by the NCUA.
At Target, your favorites are our favorites. And when you can save on your favorites too, yes please. This week only, get 20% off select breakfast essentials. That's 20% off all bagged and K-Cup coffee. Talk about essential. From brands like Good & Gather, Starbucks, and more. 20% off all cereal, like Frosted Flakes, Lucky Charms, the list goes on. And 20% off Tropicana and Simply Orange Juice too. But these deals end Saturday, so it's time for a Target run. Restrictions apply.
At Simply Safe Home Security, your safety is the only thing that matters. That's why you get 24/7 professional monitoring for less than $1 a day, because every home deserves to be protected. Right now, get 45% off the whole home security system named the best of 2023 by U.S. News and World Report. Visit simplysafe.com/radio to save big today. Advanced Home Security, 24/7 professional monitoring for less than $1 a day. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
So we no longer have our blue check mark.
Actually, it was a white check mark surrounded by blue.
Don't be that guy.
Okay.
We're still at Real Radio 1041 on Twitter, powered by Anna Jar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Watching the world burn with some friends since 2007. This
all things happening in the world of entertainment and beyond. And I hope you're not going to be doing this story in the next episode, but I just wanted to work this in very quickly because I find it to be incredibly annoying right now that this is happening. Because Selena Gomez posted something about
Sean.
Israel-Hamas war. Did you actually have this?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't? Okay. So Selena Gomez posted something about the Israel-Hamas war, and it's basically like, hey...
we should stop fighting, you guys.
Yeah, we want peace. We want to see innocent people die. It was like the most milquetoast post you could ever imagine. Like, war is bad, and I can't stand to see babies dying, right? And then people are like attacking her, saying your statement is absolutely sickening because you didn't go far enough in condemning Israel or whatever. And whenever people do that, I'm like, you're not winning over anybody by being this way. There's a model in place here. Like I told you with the sign guy who has the viral Instagram account where he just writes on his cardboard sign funny little slogans and stuff.
Yeah.
And then he goes in public and holds the sign up, and he's got like millions of followers, I think.
Imagine
he's probably
making
killing
six figures because you're a sign guy.
Yeah, he's probably making a lot of money.
We had a sign guy.
Every post, yeah, we did. Every post that he puts up on his Instagram page, all the comments are like, why don't you have a sign about Palestine? Say something about Palestine. Free Palestine. Say something about Palestine.
God.
Like, this guy's the key to solving this incredibly complicated issue.
What if he did, though?
Yeah, he puts up the perfect sign, and you're like, oh, my God.
War has stopped. Breaking news.
Guys,
worked.
what are we doing over here? Sign guy says we should stop.
So if you say nothing, these people go bananas on you. How dare you? Silence is violence, all this crap. And then if you say something, it's like, no, you weren't 100% in line with us, and you didn't condemn Israel enough. You're screwed. And it's so stupid. Like, by the way, I'll say this again, people do not have to have a stance on this. Somebody can definitely say, like, hey, I don't know enough about it. It's very complicated. There's a lot of history at play here. There's a lot of security issues going on. And I just don't know enough about it, so I'm not going to take a side on this. It's really, really annoying that people do this. They like push you into taking a side, and if you pick a side that is not perfectly aligned with theirs, they're like, and come screaming at you, attacking you.
So, Sean, what is the side, though, that you took?
I didn't take a side necessarily because
that's strict.
We don't have enough time right now. I would tell you flat out what I think.
No, I know. I really don't want to. It was a joke. It was a little funny right before my segment.
But I think the answer is it's complicated, but you don't need to have a take on any of these things. You could just live your life. It's fine just to be a person like Homer Simpson, just floating through life, enjoying yourself. My God. All right, here we go. Let's get into it. Let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV, and you can't possibly keep up with all of it, even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about? Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next episode with Sabrina.
Hold up. The next episode brought to you by That Mortgage Guy Don, thatmortgageguyDon.com, and of course the Home Loans Radio Show. Whether you're refinancing, buying your first dream home, perhaps you're doing some consolidating of that debt. Well, it's about time you work with an expert and a friend. He's part of the Real Radio family. He's going to make the process so much easier. Go to thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with
thatmortgageguyDon.com. It was 127 years ago, 1896. Sean, you remember this?
I was not alive.
You sure? It was
I'm positive that I was not alive in 1896. No.
On this day, that many years ago, the first bare-breasted woman appeared in the National Geographic.
Nice.
Yeah, brother. See, they don't make them like they used to.
Boy, howdy.
Breasts?
No, I guess, I don't know. Can we pull up that picture? 1896.
No,
Saucy Zulu. It's National Geographic, dude. This is research
boobs.
purposes. So?
You can't pull up boobs on the stream.
You could pull up a bare-breasted man, couldn't you?
Yeah, because our society views male breasts as different than female breasts.
Well, Saucy's...
Because female breasts are better.
Yeah, they are. Zulu was her name,
We can
and
agree.
she walked so that we could run. And so that on the same day, 47 years ago, 1976, Jimmy Carter found himself in a bit of controversy.
Uh-oh.
Do you remember what he did 47 years ago, Sean?
Is it something sexy? Because...
It was in something sexy, a little...
Was he in Playboy?
He was. That is correct. Points
nice.
for you. He caused quite a controversy when an interview with him appeared in Playboy magazine. The article included a confession from Carter, who said he had looked at a lot of women with lust. Now, can you pull up the most recent picture of Jimmy Carter?
Oh, no.
And imagine
man.
him looking at you with lust and his little hammer.
Let me see. Recent photo.
Hey, peanut farmers get it done.
Yeah,
The
they
one
do.
that
what I say.
I just love the tiny one. I can't get over the photograph where it's Jimmy Carter and his wife, and they look like dolls next to the Bidens.
Marionettes.
They look like
It is
ventriloquist
so
dolls.
strange looking.
Like,
It's like Joe Rogan next to the truck.
True.
This is also very strange. Why not give the Kardashians some more money? Kim Kardashian and Kanye West kids, 10-year-old North and 7-year-old Saint, they made bank because they got voiceovers in this movie. Oops. Shagtastic was still playing behind the children's theme.
Paw Patrol.
Paw Patrol is super right. I guess North voiced a Pomeranian puppy named Minnie and raked in how much money for 4 recording sessions. Think about it.
That much.
4 hours a day, 5 days a week, we're on the radio.
This is
They
for
did
each of them?
One session for 4 hours. How much did North make?
North. One of them made it 4 hours. It can't
4
be
hours.
over
And it's not like a lot of dialogue, I imagine. It's a damn puppy.
50 grand.
Okay. You ruined the game.
250.
Nope, all right. It was $20,000. I guess it wasn't that much. She also filmed behind the scenes videos. Saint made here's your clue, guys. Less than that.
All right.
Because he only did 2 sessions for the character Meteor Max.
Lazy ass. He got
Right.
15.
Okay.
10.
10 is right.
Yeah, I did it.
Damn it, man.
Paw
only got
Patrol,
half?
baby.
Man. He only got half what his brother got?
Yeah, he only did 2 sessions. Sister. Yeah. There's no word on how much Kim made. She voiced a poodle named Dolores.
All right.
So there you have
Good
it.
for her.
And good for, I think, nobody, though I believe I will watch it once it hits the tubes near us. This guy right here.
Hey, I want to tell you something. I made an ass of myself.
Oh, Alec Baldwin.
Alec Baldwin is right. Had a rough last 2 years. He was involved in that accidental fatal shooting on the set of Rust. The aftermath was a mess. Disorganized, crazy. Then we had, how do you say, Cucumber, his wife?
That lady.
Hilaria Baldwin, always talking to the press, saying, you don't know what it's like to not be Spanish at all and still use that accent. Considering the future is very much up in the air, though I guess there's a chance that he could be recharged despite the charges being dropped recently.
Yeah, I don't understand how this keeps popping back up. I thought that it was over, but you're
Same.
right. The headlines keep popping back up saying he might be charged again.
So what better time than to perhaps have a reality show?
All right.
Because that's what they're saying. Per Entertainment Tonight, Baldwin appeared on Kelly Ripa's podcast, Let's Talk Off Camera, which I believe was filmed with a camera as well, during which he broke the news that he and his wife, Hilaria, are considering making, a reality TV show about her gigantic family, partly for practical reasons.
How many people are in this family?
He has quite a few kids, I'm pretty sure.
I remember having a lot, but I don't know if it's enough to make it
they
interesting.
don't have a number here. Someone Goog.
I also don't
wait.
know if I care about watching him on a reality show. You know,
Why would you?
I like him a lot in certain stuff. Like I love him in 30 Rock. I think his character in 30 Rock was so fun, and I like that. But the more I get to know about him personally, the less I like him as an actor.
I loved
and I
him
don't
in
like
Beetlejuice.
Sometimes you ever have this where like you have somebody you think is really talented, but the more you learn about them personally, the less you like them. So you want to learn as little as possible.
Correct.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Just want to enjoy whatever they create.
But I will watch this because I am obsessed
Yeah.
with Hilaria. And the fact that she has she's lived this life of hers for a long time. She's not backing down.
Wasn't she born in like Minnesota or
She's
something
from
weird?
Boston. Her parents also from Boston, but she spent a couple years in España, and now she is Hilaria, and she speaks with a very thick accent. And the best clip, please give yourself the favor, especially if you're a medical marijuana holder, card holder, that is, and pull up how she says cucumber. She was on a morning show, and she's like, how do you say cucumber?
Let me see. I'm going to try to find it. Oh, here it is, but that's way too long. Oh, here it is right here. Okay.
Hit it.
It says, Hilaria Baldwin pretends to be
We
Spanish.
have very few ingredients. We have tomatoes. We have, how do you say it in English? Cucumbers. We have,
How do you say it in English?
How do you say it in English? Her and her family are both born in the United States in Boston. My God.
That's what it's going to be. He says everything about my family. I've really tried in the last several years. Once we have 5 and then 6 and then 7 kids. There we go. Got an answer. 7 kids. You can't go anywhere for any length of time. In the old days, I'd jump on a plane, go to L.A. Be easy to pick up and go. I need 12 plane tickets. Nannies, kids, my wife. I need like 11. They don't even have 11 seats in the business class section of the plane. This already sounds riveting.
He's got some real problems in his life.
Boy.
You know, I want the whole family to sit in business class, but there's not
nannies.
there's not 11 seats. So I have to sit in business class by myself.
So I think first episode, they're going to try to figure that out.
Yeah, figure out how to book a flight.
I'm excited. Someone stop her now.
Okay.
Mariah Carey.
Mariah Carey is correct.
How do you say it?
And she is now
rich.
Well, very rich. And she wants to become more rich. And apparently earlier in the year, she has announced that Christmas season starts at midnight on November 1st.
Oh.
I think a lot of people are on board with that, though.
I think we know someone personally that's on board with that.
Yeah, we definitely do. I know Sealand's house is all decked out. They're ready to
HQ
go.
was until you embarrassed Rocky.
You know, I don't know what happened with that whole story.
I talked to her. We had a
What'd she say?
one-on-one.
What was the commentary back and forth?
Well, I mean, it was mostly on my part where I profusely apologized on your behalf. I go, Sean was just trying to do his radio thing. You know how those hosts are.
Yeah, here's the thing. Okay, this happens at a radio station.
Are you about to make it worse? Because I'll stop you.
This happens at a radio station where everybody gets paid to create content and observe things. And of course they're going to observe if you
she gets paid to bring the Christmas cheer here.
Sure. But don't expect that you're going to put Christmas stuff up in October and nobody's going to say anything about it. People, of course, are going to be like, oh, that's interesting. It's a little early for Christmas stuff, but there you go. And then afterwards, it's like this whole explosion. I don't know what happened.
Unrelated. Is Thanksgiving chopped liver now? Like, what happened?
Kinda.
There's no fall anymore.
Well, we were thinking like
hand
we
turkeys?
did the whole thing where every day during October we watched a scary movie or some kind of like horror movie. And that was fun watching a bunch of that stuff.
Same.
But you cannot do that for Thanksgiving. I don't even know. There's like two of them.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and that other one.
Charlie Brown.
Charlie Brown.
James and the Giant Peach.
Is that Thanksgiving related?
No idea.
It can be.
Okay.
You have to get really thin like that. You have to go, James and the Giant Peach. Peaches are something that you might eat for Thanksgiving. And
Turkeys. Is there a turkey movie?
Matthew Perry, 3 cranberries on his Instagram account, Thanksgiving.
Yeah, you really got to stretch it out to make that work.
Well, Mariah Carey is saying, move over. Christmas season begins November 1st. And, of course, that works out for her because her tune has gone platinum 12 times in the United States alone. An absolute banger, some people say. They say it topped the Billboard Hot 100 last December, close to 20 years after its initial release, a testament to the staying power of the track. And that's why Mariah Carey stays thinking she has the power to tell people when Christmas starts.
Tony on YouTube says your sister station is going to start playing Christmas music in mid-November. I wouldn't have been surprised if they were playing something already on some of these stations.
I went to Target to get Halloween candy. Most of it was gone, and all of the aisles are Christmas, ready to go.
They're ready. They want to make it like 1/6 of the year so they can just make as much money as possible. I don't blame them.
And right behind Mariah Carey and the other people who want to make as much money as possible, we have Gwyneth Paltrow. Woo! What's in the box? The Christmas boxes, that is. She's telling us what to get this year. The Goop holiday guide has been released.
Did everybody kind of copy Oprah with this?
Yeah, but hers are like sexy, expensive things.
Sexy Oprah.
Oprah's list that was a really big deal when she had a TV show and stuff. Was that a Christmas thing, or was that just like once a year she released a list of her favorite things?
It was a Christmas thing, I believe.
It was? Okay.
Yeah.
So that everybody else kind of like is trying to do that on their own now.
And here we go. We have at the top of this list in particular, because there is a lot of stuff on the Goop list. The holiday guide it is. 6.8-inch, 24-karat gold G-spot vibrator.
Nice.
How much is
I
that
already
gonna?
have that.
That sounds expensive.
It is.
And from what you told me the other day, these toys are more expensive than they ever have been before.
Imagine one with 24 carats.
$300. Did I get it?
No, you didn't. You're really far away from it.
Why do you get so mad by my guesses?
Because then when I give the right answer, it's like, well, I guess it's not that big of a deal.
I'm just trying to guess what I think it would cost.
Okay, it's
All
right in
go,
between
Josh.
what the Kardashian kids made for Paw Patrol.
$15,000.
That is correct. It makes the game fun.
Go me.
They have a champagne saber. It's literally a little sword that you open champagne bottles with.
Fun.
$199. A Louis Vuitton baby wardrobe trunk. So it's a wardrobe trunk just for babies.
It's very specific.
$73,000.
Oh my
God.
Jesus,
just a holiday
man.
guide to get a gift for your loved ones.
Who are the people who can buy this stuff? Like, who's the audience for
very
that?
rich.
Yeah, it would have to be Kim Kardashian. It'd have to be like, you can't even just be like wealthy. You have to be like really, really, really rich.
You got an Olympia Letton Eiffel Tower book clutch at $1,500. Hermes.
I think.
See.
Hermes doghouse.
They make dog houses?
They sure do, for a little bit under $2,000. 9 escargot picks and a translucent glass snail holder, $567. A 32-inch diameter gong with a 40-inch tall stand. Now we're talking $2,000.
My God.
Chanel roller skates, $5,125. And then my favorite, the worst of it all, leather tennis ball holder.
A tennis ball holder?
That's leather, and it only holds 4 balls. $350.
That's stupid.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
You know, if I got you that and you knew nothing about it for Christmas, you'd be like, what is this piece of junk that you just got
I'm
me?
going to put my weed in it.
You would never know it's $300.
Not in a million years, but I still want it for Christmas. On the
All
Goop
right.
Tube, we got Game 5 of the World Series on Fox. We have Diamondbacks, of course, and the Texas Rangers. Sports guy, who's in the lead?
Oh, it's the Rangers so
yeah,
far.
it is. Celebrity Jeopardy will have
Nice.
Cheryl Underwood on ABC. Series premiere of Love Island Games on Peacock. Real Housewives of Miami premieres. And you can also catch Sylvester Stallone on Jimmy Fallon. All that and so much more. Not coming up. Instead, follow me on Instagram at Sabrina Ambra. Stay with me, Adrian.
Smoke weed every day.
Thank you, Sabrina.
I'm
when we
fine.
come back, we still have so much to get. It was Halloween last night. You know, there's a lot of things you got to process here. And we're going to do more of that when we return. Plus, there's a TikToker who has been arrested because they came up with what they thought was a fun bit for their TikTok channel. This was the dumbest idea I've ever heard in my life, and he definitely should have gotten in trouble for it. It is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Your chance to win $1,000 and a little
Holiday magic.
is just minutes away, and brought to you by Mills Air.
Traveling on I-4 this afternoon, you can expect delays eastbound between Osceola Parkway and 535. Delays through the city between Robinson Street and Parr Street. Authorities are clearing up an accident on Kirkman Road, northbound at Old Winter Garden Road. 2 left lanes are blocked. 2 right lanes are blocked due to an accident on Colonial Drive at Clark Road. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Provember is here at Lowe's. Right now, save $200 on a DeWalt sliding miter saw. Lowe's knows pros. While supplies last, selection varies by location. Valid through 11/22. Subject to change.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out.
Binges, blackouts, regret, shame, trying and failing to drink less or quit. Hi, I'm Jonathan, founder of Or Health. I know how scary drinking too much can be because I struggled with alcohol misuse for most of my adult life. But I also know that it is possible to drink less or quit, and medication can help. Naltrexone is a safe, effective medication that makes it easier to cut back or quit drinking, so you don't have to rely on willpower alone. I started Or Health to make access to naltrexone convenient and private to help people like me regain control over alcohol.
If you're ready to stop drinking or just drink less, text FINALLY to 323232 to get a secure link to Or Health's private online assessment. Our licensed medical professionals will evaluate your assessment, and if medication is right for you, prescribe it online. We'll deliver your prescription right to your door. No doctor's office visits required. Text the word FINALLY to 323232 to get started today. That's FINALLY to 323232.
Stella Atois wants to know, who would you have dinner with? Join the Stella team at Hangry Bison in Winter Garden this Friday, November 3rd from 6 until 8 for an opportunity to let them know who you would have dinner with, past, present, or future, and why. Then start your dinner with a complimentary Stella Artois and chalice. Just snap the QR code for details on your chance to win dinner on Stella from one of 10 participating restaurants. Let's do dinner, and as always, let's start with a Stella.
Florida's farmers work hard to grow nutritious food for you and your family, and you can help support them by enjoying delicious fresh from Florida produce. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo where you shop, or visit freshfromflorida.com to learn more.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here from my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. Not sure if you know this, but October is Sudden Cardiac Arrest Awareness Month. Sudden cardiac arrest is the leading cause of death here in the U.S. with a survival rate of 10% or less. We all know somebody's dealt with heart issues. Why not know in advance? Life Imaging FLA and their free heart scan can allow you to look inside your body to know exactly what's going on. That way you and your primary care doctor can build a long-term health care plan to make sure you're around for years. It's easy with Life Imaging's free heart scan. Just a few minimum requirements, but that is a $699 value. And while you're there, be sure to ask about their cancer screening as well. Do this. Pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, and just say the keyword free heart scan. That's all you have to do. From your cell phone, dial pound 250 and say the keyword free heart scan. They'll connect you in seconds. Make that call and make this the day you take control of your long-term health care. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
They are our love bugs and companions. They are our pets, our family, and they make life better. When we face unexpected challenges, so do our pets. That's why we're on a mission to support people and their pets. Whether donating a bag of kibble, sharing an Instagram post of a lost cat, or welcoming a foster pet into your home, every bit of kindness counts. Visit petsandpeopletogether.org to learn how to be a helper in your community. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Peace of mind, don't delay. Pick up your phone and dial away. 888-40 today. Get it done today with Energy Today.
For 60 years, our team of expert electricians has been here to help you with all your energy needs, so there's no need to wait or worry when it comes to your electric. Right now, get $100 off any electrical service.
Peace of mind, don't delay. Pick up your phone and dial away. 888-40 today. Get it done today with Energy Today.
I like to cook on the Big Green Egg. Why? It's impressive and everything turns out great on the Big Green Egg. If you don't have one, you got to go to Wassey's Meat Market and get a Big Green Egg. They have the lowest prices in the country. They also have all the accessories. They even have a classroom set up to teach you all the basic techniques on the Big Green Egg and advanced techniques. When you get the Big Green Egg from Wassey's Meat Market, there's a lifetime guarantee. So it's Wassey's Meat Market. Check them out on Instagram or just go to their website, wasseysmeatmarket.com in Melbourne on Wickham Road. It's wasseysmeatmarket.com.
When seasonal allergies and clogged sinuses make you miserable, you want fast relief. But recently, there's confusion about which cold and allergy products work and which ones don't.
In fact, oral phenylephrine, a drug found in many oral decongestants in the cold and allergy aisle, is currently being evaluated by the FDA because it may be ineffective. Luckily, there's a drug-free solution called Navage that for many provides on-the-spot relief. Navage is the natural way to relieve congestion by sucking out the allergens, germs, and mucus that can make you stuffy and miserable. Nasal irrigation works, and Navage makes it quick and easy. But more than anything, it helps you breathe better. Navage uses powered suction to pull saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril. Trust drug-free Navage so you can breathe better, snore less, and feel healthier. Ask for Navage at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, or find us online at Navage.com. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
A psoriasis flare-up can make a walk in the park, well, no walk in the park.
It's that obvious, huh? I've tried so many lotions and creams, but I still have symptoms.
So those don't do enough to treat the inflammation beneath the skin, leaving you with those uncontrolled symptoms.
Makes sense, but what else can I do?
You can get real with your dermatologist so they can help you get clear. Make an appointment and, you're already on it.
Hi, yes, I'd like to make an appointment.
Get real clear about psoriasis at letsgetrealclear.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. If you or anyone in your family has been injured in a car accident, call us now, as the time to file a claim may be limited. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before, protecting America, fighting for you. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because clients and character matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Holiday magic! Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Money. M-O-N-E-Y. That's money. Enter it now at realradio.fm and get a little holiday magic. And may your efforts bear fruit.
Forever at the crossroads between viral news and total chaos.
Is on a mission down in South Florida at the moment, and he'll be back with us next week on the show to get Fritz on the Street fired back up. But hear me out. We need to have a baby in space, okay?
Oh
we've got to do this. Hear me out. I think this is something that would be really, really valuable for humanity.
Space baby.
We need to have a space baby. And it's important, I think, that the baby is also, the baby is made. The baby is made in space.
So Taylor Swift says sexy babies, I think.
Yes.
We need to take a astronaut up and get that astronaut pregnant, right? And then they need to stay there for 9 months and
won't work
deliver
out well.
a space baby.
That baby's head will be all messed up.
No,
Like
it could be. No, it could be crazy if they did this. So they just did a study. This one woman who is kind of a really interesting scientist, and her name is her last name's Nadezhada. Nadezhada, I think.
Interesting last name.
Yeah, she's Russian. Sure. And she's Russian, and she's very smart. And she said she was part of a project where they sent up 33 cockroaches into space. And they said, we want to try to get these cockroaches to reproduce in space and then see what happens.
So you're comparing babies to cockroaches right now.
Well, hold on. Follow my logic
roaches.
here. Hear me out, and then you could judge at the end to see if you think that this is good or bad, all right? She sends the 33 cockroach babies up into space, or cockroaches up into space, and they reproduce, and 33 babies were born, All right, so you can reproduce in space.
Okay.
They did it with the roaches.
Cockroaches have different sex than humans, I heard.
Yeah, they do. But they believe that if
it's more fun.
If they can do it, we might be able to do it as well. We might be able to reproduce in space. And here's the interesting thing, the twist on this. The roaches that were made and born in space were larger, ran faster, and even looked different than the ones on Earth.
I hate that.
And they said they had like different colorings on them. They were larger. They were faster when they would put them down on the ground, just watch them run a distance.
Setting kids up to be made fun of when they come back to Earth and go to school.
Okay, but don't we need to see what at least one space baby looks like? We send somebody up there. We have one space baby. I don't think, we're not saying we need to do 100 of them or anything here. We have one space baby. And maybe it's like mega fast. And maybe it's like a gigantic person, like one of the Bowl kids comes out. And
then what? Stars in a movie, reality show, lives a terrible life?
No, it's an experience and an experiment. Experiments, right? That's an experiment.
Sure.
And this would be something that we would learn from as humanity. And we would see what a space baby looked like. Now, if the space baby came out and it looked like some sort of goblin and we needed to put the thing down within 5 seconds of birth, you'd say
down.
Well, yeah, it's a goblin when it comes out. So
the space goblin.
Things are fine to refer to them as. So the space goblin comes out, and we kill it within a couple of minutes because we're scared of this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have learned something incredibly valuable.
That
We've
space
learned that,
babies are ugly.
Yeah, that we can't reproduce in space. So if we can't reproduce in space, we either have to find a way to be able to do that, or we're stuck on Earth. We're stuck on this planet because we can't reproduce and make more people on Mars or on some other planet. That would be a big finding right there. Or potentially you have the baby in space and the space baby comes out just perfect. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing different about it. It's just a space baby. Mm-hmm. But at the very least, we need to learn what one of these space babies look like. Are you on board with me?
No, I'm
Why?
not.
Why?
It's just the way that you presented it. It's not, I don't think it's a sound plan just yet, especially the killing off of gremlin babies who had no choice but to be born in space.
All right. Do you think it would be worthwhile to find out if we can reproduce in space?
Sure.
Okay,
I think that's important, especially if the world explodes at some point.
So that's important. You're with me on that. I lost you at gremlin babies. Don't you agree if we do test this out to see if humans can reproduce in space and a gremlin baby does come out, that we should probably kill the gremlin baby?
That's the part where I would say no.
You're not going to kill the gremlin baby?
I don't think the gremlin baby deserves to be killed just because it looks weird. I mean, there's a lot of Earth babies.
You don't
What if
understand.
it's cool?
This baby is a straight up gremlin. It's green. It's a
like a gremlin that ate after midnight.
Yeah, it's a character. It's something that came out and you said, "Oh God," you know you need to get rid of it as fast as you can. If we agree on both of those fronts, which I don't know, we're close, it sounds like, then I think you're on board with this. I don't know what you're against, what your resistance is all about.
I think, it's we've got something going here. Might have to go back to a workshop kind of situation and maybe have someone else that's behind the idea. But I mean, it's there for sure. The seed has been planted.
I think they're doing a lot of experiments in space that we probably don't even know about.
Oh,
you
for
think they're
sure,
being
dude.
fully above board about everything that
They
happens?
do stuff here that we don't know about.
Yeah, they're not being totally honest with us up there. So they may be screwing around with some of this. They said sex and reproduction studies in space offer confusing results. And this is not science fiction. The experiment sent up on a biosatellite in 2007 is one of the few sex and reproduction studies conducted in space. The results are disturbing, and not just because the study involved one of the most despised pests on the planet. It's a harbinger for the austere challenges space presents for sustaining Earth-based life. Without gravity in Earth's atmosphere, things can go wrong, and you get the gremlin babies. Nobody wants the gremlin babies. So we have to see if we'll get lucky with that, and we don't have any of them. Sorry. There we go. I just had to put that out there.
Nobody wants the gremlin babies.
Look,
You really
I know,
should run for president, Sean.
I know this might be controversial, but I am fully against gremlin babies because if you bring the gremlin baby back, you try to raise it, you're never going to wrangle this thing. And if that begins to reproduce,
What about
now,
babies that look like gremlins born on Earth, made on Earth?
You have to understand this thing is such a gremlin that you wouldn't even think it was a human being.
I've seen Earth babies that look just like a gremlin. And I go, congratulations, Mom and Dad.
No,
Is that thing smiling yet?
If the baby is a human with some flaws, that is different than the gremlin thing that I'm picturing. It's like a little creature. You know,
Someone
it's like
writing this down?
moves around like this, and it's green, and it's just disturbing to look at. And so the baby comes out, and it looks like that. You just got to end things as fast as you can. Not a Earth baby. This shouldn't.
Right. It's a space baby, so it ain't got no rights.
Right. This shouldn't be controversial at all. I'm talking about a space baby gremlin. I'm not talking about regular babies on Earth, which are beautiful creatures.
Some of them are not.
Which are God's beautiful gift to humanity. But not bad enough that I would do it. All right, I'm going to get out of this.
Thank you.
Let me go. We're going to go over to your dispatches in just a moment here. Tell us what you think about the gremlin babies, please. And
Poor
to chime in
Dylan.
with the dispatch, go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch right now. TikToker Matthew Lonnie. Anybody familiar with that name?
No.
Not me. Matthew Lonnie has been arrested. You see, he had a real fun bit that he was doing on his social media platforms. That one, this one.
Y'all see this?
Really just TikTok, but that guy didn't say TikTok. So the 27-year-old started to do this stunt where he would dress up like a doctor and he would film himself on the TikTok and he would just like walk into a hospital.
I know exactly who you're talking about now.
Have you seen this before?
Yes, absolutely.
Like walk into the hospital and pretend to be a doctor, and
He had a very
stethoscope.
popular TikTok in which he gave doctor advice and talked about all of his doctor daily duties, and became like a huge hit on TikTok until you had enough people to question what he was doing.
Yeah.
And the first thing was like, I researched some.
So you do know this guy. You
Yeah, I
have
just
seen this,
saw the story. Just you had to tell me he had a fun trick of going into a hospital and pretending to be a doctor. And the first red flag was like, we don't have Dr. Matthew anywhere. And his
Right.
excuse was like, it's my stage name, you guys. And it turns out he was staging the entire thing.
Yeah, he was pretending to be working at this hospital, and it worked a couple of times, but eventually they caught on to it. It says, in his videos and his now removed TikTok page, Lanny claimed to have received a medical degree from the University of Witwatersrand in Johannesburg in South Africa. That claim was dismissed by the institution. So it sounds like the South African version of our very own Dr. Love. And Dr. Love, if you haven't heard the story, was one of these people. There's a few of them that pop up in the news cycle. I love them. I find them so interesting, although they're also dangerous. They have this obsession with, I don't know if you would call it like, it's almost like a disorder where they want to impersonate people.
Yeah.
And the Dr. Love guy pretended to be, did he pretend to be an OBGYN?
That is correct. Twice.
And
mind you, he was also 17 years old.
Yeah, he was a teenager at the time, and he had his own office and had like a practice set up and had patients and had all of these things. And nobody caught on for quite some time that this was a teenager just pretending to be a doctor. And then when they let him out, he pretended to be a cop and got caught doing that. And he just keeps kind of getting himself in trouble like that. And it's so interesting to think about what's going on there mentally with somebody who's doing that. But yeah, this seems kind of similar to that in a way, but South Africa's version. All right, let's go to you. I want to hear what you think about space babies, because lots of people have thoughts on this. And we'll start out with this one. Here's Twink Lettits talking about gremlin babies.
Hello, junkies.
Hello.
Everybody. So about the gremlin baby, yeah, I don't think you should kill it right away, because what if you bring it back to Earth, and because of the lack of gravity in space, it was making it look gremlin-like, and you bring it back, and then it de-gremlinizes.
That's far-fetched, sir. That's ridiculous.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so yeah, and you bring it back to Earth, and it's fine. So unless, like, if it's a gremlin, like a real gremlin, you know, like it starts eating everything or whatever, like in the movie, yeah, maybe you shouldn't kill it. You should kill it.
Can we stay within the realm of reality, please?
Seriously, this is the news junkie, you guys.
The gremlin baby, when it comes back down to earth, is not going to automatically change into an actual baby. That's not how it's going to work. Obviously, it will stay, no matter where you transport it to, as the gremlin baby. So you can't escape that, I don't think. Here's I'm a PC with thoughts on this.
Sean, there's a whole, I think it's a series at this point of space babies. It's called Alien. They burst from the chest. They usually happen in space, so I guess they could be considered space babies.
I don't know if this is one of those things you get hammered for or not, but never seen any of the Alien movies. Not a single one of them.
I'm going to hammer you for this.
It looked kind of cool. The
Poor
special
Sigourney.
effects. Sigourney Weaver, I think she's cool. But
That's an alien baby name if I've ever heard one. Oh, it's a girl. What would you like to name her? Sigourney.
I never watched any of those. It just didn't happen.
Would you have watched it if John Cusack was in it?
Maybe. I would have given it some time.
Oh, he would have heard about it, that's for sure.
Also, I don't know if you guys saw this. Somebody emailed me last night, tips@thenewsjunkie.com. If you're new to the show, there's this nonsense thing that I think Sabrina made up. I forgot. I don't know. It was so long ago.
I did not make it up at all.
I am obsessed with Julia Roberts, and I love Julia Roberts, and yada, 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 right?
C-Lane, grab that audio.
Damn it. Yes, I'm glad he's here for once. Or not here. But Julia Roberts and me, I don't care about her either way. I think she seems like a good actress. She seems okay, but I have no affinity for her or her movies. But it's been a long-running thing that I'm the biggest Julia Roberts fan ever, which I'm not, for the record. But somebody sent me a video clip from Pretty Woman, and Julia Roberts was raw dogging her pancakes in it. She's eating a pancake with her hands, with no butter, no syrup, no nothing. And the insane thing is, it's a cutout. It's like an error in the movie because the whole scene, she was eating a croissant. She was eating a croissant.
How do you know that?
They ran out of the croissants and they gave her the pancake, and she just raw dogged the pancake like that. And I said, I'm screwed. This is just going to make things.
The woman of my dreams.
Things are even worse now.
You eat pancakes like a hooker.
I do. I guess so. I'll have to take that. Nurse Jan's talking about the space baby.
Oh my God. I was literally snort laughing at Space Goblin Baby, and when he said, put the thing out of its misery in 5 seconds. Sean.
What?
We can't just experiment with people that way. Oh my God, it's hilarious, but we can't do that, okay?
It's dark, actually. It's pretty messed up.
I think we can and we should, because we have to learn more things about the human experience to make it so we can go on for future generations. And that includes space travel and exploration.
Robots.
That includes doing things like what kind of damage are we doing to the environment? How can we fix that so we can keep the planet nice for people in future generations? And if alien babies are going to be a thing that we have to deal with, I think we should address it head on. I think we should face that down and make sure we're ahead of the potential threats. So that's where I'm at on it. Where are you? Let me know. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and hit record on your first dispatch right now. When we come back, a school is transformed, they said. Oh, my God, you guys.
What?
It was the lowest point in my career this morning, I think, when I got an email this morning, and I go, man, that hurts. That actually hurts. I'll tell you guys what happened. It's related to this story where a school made a major change. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is the Jim Colbert Show. They're the stepdad that treats your mom just right. The Jim Colbert Show, weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Travel with caution and expect delays. Authorities are clearing up an accident on Colonial Drive eastbound at Clark Road. 2 right lanes are blocked. 2 left lanes are blocked on Kirkman Road due to an accident northbound at Old Winter Garden Road. Traveling on I-4, you could expect congestion through the city between Robinson Street and Parr Street and delays between Osceola Parkway and State Road 535. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
Florida's farmers work hard to grow nutritious food for you and your family, and you can help support them by enjoying delicious Fresh from Florida produce. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo where you shop, or visit freshfromflorida.com to learn more.
Mortgage brokers are better, my friends. Why, do you ask? Well, they do all of their loans through national wholesale lenders. It's still going to be your standard FHA, VA, or conventional loan, but mortgage brokers have access to dozens of wholesale banks that are competing for your business. And wholesale banks only loan through mortgage brokers like that mortgage guy, Don. And that mortgage guy, Don, is the best because he made the process of getting a quote or comparing the quote you already have super easy. Because we all know the process of shopping for a mortgage can be complicated and confusing, but not when it comes to that mortgage guy, Don. You get a better deal on any home loan when you work with a broker, but you also get the satisfaction of simplicity and honesty when you work with that mortgage guy, Don. And you can see it immediately when you go to the website, thatmortgageguydon.com, chock full of information for you, very easy to navigate through. And any question you have direct access to the expert himself. Plain and simple. No spam, no hassle, just peace of mind. Go to thatmortgageguydon.com.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with thatmortgageguydon.com.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here from my friends over at Rebath. You know, any company that has great products and great services does not need high-pressure sales pitches, and Rebath does that. No high-pressure sales tactics. You will never be in a must-buy-right-now situation with Rebath. And there's no pricing games either, like other companies that start super high, then drop the price in half immediately if you buy today. It doesn't work like that with Rebath of Orlando. Still the only company that does full, complete bathroom remodeling, top to bottom, and they do it right the first time. Always stay in tune with their website for brand new designs. That's RebathMidFLA.com. In all my years of endorsing this company, I've never had a complaint. And there's a reason the big box stores choose Rebath for their bathroom remodeling business. This is a national brand that stands behind what they say and what they do. Rebath of Mid-Florida's reputation is so good, there are companies mimicking what they do and claiming to be with them. That's not true. Do your research and ask questions. Don't be fooled by imposters. Get with Rebath of Mid-Florida. Showroom 436 in Altamont, right across from Kobe. Hop online and check out the before and afters at RebathMidFLA.com.
Hey, you want to get a big green egg? The best place to go by far is Wassie's Meat Market. They will deliver and set up the big green egg for you, and they make it so easy. Follow them on Instagram. It's Wassie's Meat Market, or just go to their website, wassiesmeatmarket.com, to get your big green egg today.
West 2 News, now here for you at 7 p.m. Because breaking news doesn't wait for the right time.
News never stops.
And that's why our team keeps going.
We're adding more coverage of what matters most to Central Florida. The big stories that will have you talking. An accurate forecast you can depend on. Stuart Moore, Michelle Imperato, Tony Manalfi. West 2 News at 7 p.m. Local, live, late breaking.
On the next Access Hollywood, you are watching Access Hollywood. See, I put the accent on the U there. I thought that was really smart.
Matthew Perry's first time on Access and untold stories from his Fools Rush In co-star Salma Hayek.
With Matthew Perry, it's like everything that happens, it's funny.
Then Meg Ryan's rom-com return. It's a kiss and tell with David Duchovny.
Well, we did have the intimacy coach.
We did?
No.
We didn't have an intimacy. Next, Access Hollywood. Hey, Mario Lopez here. Join me for Access Hollywood tonight at 7:30 on West 2.
When seasonal allergies and clogged sinuses make you miserable, you want fast relief. But recently, there's confusion about which cold and allergy products work and which ones don't. In fact, oral phenylephrine, a drug found in many oral decongestants in the cold and allergy aisle, is currently being evaluated by the FDA because it may be ineffective. Luckily, there's a drug-free solution called Navage that for many provides on-the-spot relief. Navage is the natural way to relieve congestion by sucking out the allergens, germs, and mucus that can make you stuffy and miserable. Nasal irrigation works, and Navage makes it quick and easy, but more than anything, it helps you breathe better. Navage uses powered suction to pull saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril. Trust drug-free Navage so you can breathe better, snore less, and feel healthier. Ask for Navage at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, or find us online at Navage.com. Navage, Navage, clean nose, healthy life.
If you're the victim of a car crash, never rush to settle with the insurance companies and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anna Jar Levine. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office Orlando.
In 1800, Elma Sands is murdered, and her accused lover hires Alexander Hamilton and Aaron Burr as his defense. Through flashbacks and recreated testimony, Erased, The Murder of Elma Sands, True Story podcast, explores how this case impacted the sexist roots of today's justice system.
Can we make this simpler?
I don't need anything simplified, Mr. Hamilton. Thank you.
Listen to Erased, The Murder of Elma Sands on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Holiday magic! Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Money. MONEY. That's money. Enter it now at realradio.fm and get a little holiday magic. And may your efforts bear fruit.
They're best friends. Unless they're fighting. Are they fighting? It's
the podcast over at thenewsjunkie.com. And Josh and Sabrina, I have to tell you about one of the most embarrassing lowest days in my broadcast career.
Okay.
Because
I'm sorry. What happened, man?
It was, I woke up and I'm reading this story about this school. And this was yesterday. I want to tell you, the guys, this story about this school and the experiment that they've been doing with the kids at this school that I think is genius. And I want to see if more schools will end up doing this. But I said, well, let me get an interview about this so we could talk about the results of the thing that they're doing at this school. And I emailed the principal of the school. And I'm like, pretty big show. We've locked down big guests when we needed to. People come to the show to talk to us about stories that they're in. Usually it's easy to book an interview. Shows on multiple markets and all that, right?
Yeah.
Got shot down by the high school principal. He said, and I was like, man, can't even get an interview with a high school principal?
Too big for you.
Did you try saying, do you know who I am?
No, I didn't do that. He probably did, and it's probably because I've just ruined the reputation of the show over here. I don't know what it is, but
they were considering it until they heard the dead space babies bit.
And that's not related to this at all. It's totally separate from this, but they did turn this down. Anyhow, this school where they were trying this out is called Timber Creek High School.
I am familiar.
All right. Timber Creek High School decided to conduct an experiment where they were going to ban cell phones or cell phone use in the school. You cannot use your cell phone at any point during the school day. And if you do, if you have your phone out, you get punished for it. They said, we're going to bring that back. Now, let's all go back before we go forward here. If you go back, you can remember around the time that Columbine and some of these other shootings happened. One of the main arguments for saying that kids should have a cell phone in class was that if they were in danger and there was a school shooting, that the kid could then contact their parents and say, hey, I'm okay, or I need help, or we just had this idea that was something that made it important for kids to have a cell phone with them. And most kids have a cell phone by what? Like teenage years? You probably have a cell phone now?
I feel like earlier sooner. Now.
Even earlier than that, preteens, young kids with cell phones. So they're just kind of used to having them. But it is a massive distraction at school. And they decided we're going to, at this school, we're going to ban cell phones during the school day. If you have one and it's on silent, it's in your backpack, nobody's going to know. You'll be fine that way. And then in an emergency, you could still get access to it. But don't take it out otherwise or you're going to get punished. And now here's what they said happens. The Florida School District faculty are praising a new cell phone ban on its nearly 200,000 students, one markedly more severe than what's required by the state. The ban went into effect in September and has prohibited pupils in Orange County public school system.
Pupils anymore?
That's what the story says. From using their devices online. The district, the fourth largest in the state, has 264 schools. And they made the move after a law was signed barring kids from using their phones during class. They went a step further. They disallowed students from using their phones during breaks, and they required them to keep them in their backpacks instead of their pockets. In a series of interviews, teachers, parents, and even students spoke about how the new stipulation has already brought about benefits, citing drops in bullying and a rise in student engagement. One principal lauded the law. The New York Times has written about this. They said at this school, there's more interaction in the classrooms. The kids are engaged more so than they ever have been. They said bullying has gone down. They believe grades have gone up as a result of just banning the kids from having their phones in the classroom. Mind you, they can still have them in the backpack, like I said. So if you have a security issue, they got that. You just can't use them in class. And the idea that kids were just using their phones in class is ridiculous.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're to learn, obviously.
And it's very clear that they're still using it. I mean, it just reminds when we were back in school. Well, me and Josh. I mean, I don't think you guys had cell phones in high school.
We had.
John,
well, no, not really.
They had a
pager
cup with a string
They
attached.
had big ones. They had big cell phones back then, so you couldn't hide them in your backpack.
But, we just have to hide it properly. You pretend your head is down, but your phone's on your lap right there in the backpack. It got to be a point in, what was the T9 text?
Yeah.
The calculator?
You didn't have to.
Is that a calculator? There's a T9, isn't it?
Is that an abacus?
Texas Instruments, right? Isn't that
No, that's a TI-84 Platinum.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry.
The type of texting where you use the numbers.
Oh, yeah, I remember now.
At that point, you didn't have to look at the phone. You just had a glimpse at your phone to see what the text was, and then return the text for a small fee of like 12 cents a text.
Right.
Cheap.
Oh, man.
Back in my day.
But now they can have them in their backpacks, secured and on vibrate, but not in their pockets.
What about
not
Apple
on the
Watches?
person.
Are they allowed to have Apple Watches?
It doesn't say anything about Apple Watches in here, but I would
Damn
imagine
phone on your wrist.
that would kind of be the same thing, right? It's just as distracting as a phone would be in a classroom. But they have seen huge results from this happening, and it seems kind of obvious. It's like, just pay attention and you'll learn more. And if the kids aren't distracted by their phones, they're going to be bored by just sitting there, and they'll go, hey, might as well participate in class.
Guess I'll talk to the teacher now.
Yeah, all right, fine. I guess I'll learn something here. Eddie on YouTube says, that's poor classroom management when they're allowing phones in class and a product of incompetent leadership. It's just the way it went for a while. There was various different social things that shifted in that direction, and then they didn't want to, since every kid was using their phone, they didn't want to put everybody in detention, and they realized they had to push back on it big time, which is what they've done. So I like this. I think this is good, and I think more places should do it. And I would have had the principal tell you more about the successes of the school, but he big-timed me, and no luck
He's
there.
got more important things to do.
He probably does.
He's like, we're in the New York Times, buddy. I don't need your little radio show.
Get out of here. Okay, we want to hear from you today on the show. What do you got going on in your world? What do you think about this? Do you think more schools should implement this, or should the students be allowed to be on their phones? I don't know if anybody's arguing for that, because that just sounds like a really bad idea. But either way, you can let us know your opinion by going to thenewsjunkie.com and hitting record on your first dispatch right now. I just thought that was interesting. 264 schools, roll it out everywhere. Roll it out around the country. Have every single state on board where kids are now required to get focused in class. If you do that, we could do like 4 or 5 things and really improve this country. If you do that, if you start prosecuting people more for crimes that they commit, so people go, all right, well, I'm not going to do that. If you tell students that if you act up or misbehave in class, there's going to be punishments for that. If you have them learning and sitting there and soaking all of this in, those are small little changes that I think could make things a hell of a lot better for future generations, and is not controversial in the slightest.
And
Let me know what
not
you
put
think.
them out their misery, right?
No, they're not the same thing. Send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and hit record on your first dispatch right now. There's a fine line, no, not a fine line. There's a massive line, a barrier between space gremlins and students in a classroom who are just there trying to learn. Big, big difference between the two of those. I was banned for a joke, says, my 12-year-old nephew said his Florida public school isn't teaching actual school subjects. Instead, he's learning about trades and the importance of trades and skills. I don't mind that, honestly.
Yeah, that's useful.
My
Sometimes
neighbors,
that's good.
My neighbor's kids, I don't know. I was talking to them about it, asking where one of them was, see if they're going to like trick or treat. It's like, oh, she's finishing up her finance homework.
Huh,
I go, what?
really?
And
That's good.
Not a senior in high school. Like, this is early on. I go, what do you mean finance? They teach them how to do their taxes.
Oh, that's great.
How to balance a book. How to, I don't know, any of the things that we had no idea what to do once we became adults.
Yeah.
But at least I got Algebra 2 down.
I think that's fantastic. Balance a checkbook is old school, though. I remember
Well, like just balancing your accounts. you
My
know?
dad used to sit down at the dining room table, and he'd have the checkbook, and he'd have all this big stack of receipts, and he'd be balancing his checkbook, so he knew what the balance was, and it seemed like a nightmare. Now, thanks to technology, you don't have to do any of that.
Yeah.
Just spend freely and look online and see how much money you got.
Affirm everything.
Yeah, please. All right, when we come back, we're going to do jury duty. We'll get into that. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
So until they ban it, you can still find us here at Real Radio 1041 on TikTok. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
This is Super Bowl champion Alfred Williams. Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Mercedes-Benz.
The Rangers are just a win away now from their first ever World Series title. Texas will take a 3-1 lead over Arizona into Game 5 tonight. UCF is preparing to host former AAC rival Cincinnati this Saturday. This could be the week the Knights pick up their first ever Big 12 victory. And to the NFL, where the Buccaneers are back on the practice field, they are gearing up for their Week 9 matchup. Tampa Bay will visit Houston on Sunday. I'm Scott Davidson.
Owning a Mercedes-Benz EV isn't just extraordinary, it's extra easy. With full remote access to your vehicle from your phone via the Mercedes Me Connect app, the vehicles are all electric. The feeling is all Mercedes. The choice is all yours. Learn more. MDUSA.com/EQ.
Treat your taste buds to the King's Hawaiian Pork and Slaw Sandwich. Back for a limited time at Firehouse Subs. With slow-smoked pulled pork, melted pepper jack, and sweet and tangy slaw on a toasted King's Hawaiian bun. Enjoy one today with our new Tropical Cherry Limeade. A refreshing blend of sweet cherry and pineapple flavors with a squeeze of fresh lime. Only at Firehouse Subs. Beverages artificially flavored. Participating U.S. locations.
Identity theft shows no signs of slowing down. In fact, more than $29 billion were stolen last year alone. That's a criminal success story and a wake-up call for everyone else. It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity. LifeLock makes it easy to help protect yourself if you become a victim. A dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. Join now and save up to 25% your first year with my name, Clay, as your promo code at LifeLock.com, promo code Clay. Identity theft shows no signs of slowing down. In fact, more than $29 billion were stolen last year alone. That's a criminal success story and a wake-up call for everyone else. It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity. LifeLock makes it easy to help protect yourself if you become a victim. A dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. Join now and save up to 25% your first year with my name, Clay, as your promo code at LifeLock.com, promo code Clay.
The Chase Ink Business Premier Card is made for people who make things happen, like me. I'm Sam, founder and CEO of Manifest, a product design company that makes everyday products designed smarter. I get 2.5% cash back on purchases of $5,000 or more, plus unlimited 2% cash back on all other purchases, which helps us make more smart ideas into a brilliant reality.
The Ink Business Premier Card. Learn more at chase.com/business premier. Chase for business. Make more of what's yours. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Account subject to credit approval. Restrictions and limitations apply. Cards are issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank. Any member FDIC.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here from my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. You know, these guys have only been in town a few months, but they've already impacted so many families and lives here in Central Florida. It really is amazing. With Life Imaging FLA's free heart scan, there's no more guessing. Now you know. Now you know if those family genetic issues are showing their face in your heart at a young age. But now with Life Imaging FLA's free heart scan, you know, and you can build a long-term health care plan with your primary care doctor. And with October being Sudden Cardiac Arrest Awareness Month, now's the time to make that move. move. Sudden cardiac arrest is a leading cause of death in the U.S. with a survival rate less than 10%. So do yourself a favor and get this free heart scan from Life Imaging FLA. It's just a few minimum requirements, but it is a $699 value. And while you're there, be sure to ask about their cancer screening as well. And it couldn't be easier. Just pick up your cell phone and dial pound 250. Just say the keyword free heart scan. That's all you have to do. Pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan, and you'll be connected in seconds. Make today the day you take charge of your long-term health care. You'll receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed? Because only the Sleep Number Climate 360 smart bed lets you each sleep up to 13 degrees cooler or warmer on either side, while you both sleep at your ideal level of firmness, comfort, and support, your Sleep Number setting. And now our all-new next-gen smart beds have temperature benefits, so you sleep better night after night. And now the new Queen Sleep Number C2 smart bed is only $8.99. Ends Monday. To learn more, visit one of our 11 Orlando Sleep Number stores or visit sleepnumber.com.
Attention! Our friends from Guarantee Media are giving away 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99 to the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551. It's only for the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551. They give you up to a year and a half to travel, but you must be one of the first 50 to text MUSIC to 96551. Grab your phone and text the word MUSIC to 96551 for your chance to get 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99. That's MUSIC to 96551. You heard right. Be one of the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551 and get 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99. But you must be one of the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551. Text the word MUSIC to 96551 for your chance to go on vacation to Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico.
It's hot. We all know that. Have you noticed your power bill is skyrocketing? The current cost of energy is the highest it's ever been, and it's probably going to just keep getting higher. Solar Source can change that for you. I recently took the plunge with Solar Source with my pool heater, and man, it's been a game changer. I love working with Solar Source. Solar Source has nearly 40 years in the business. They bring the power of the sun to over 6,000 Central Florida homes since 1984. Mine and my mom's and my sister's included. Solar Source makes it easy with a free estimate. Monster listeners, they have an online tool that lets you get your own solar estimate in just 30 seconds. No pressure, no salesman, just the facts. You can harness your own power and stop wasting thousands of dollars every year renting your electricity at higher and higher prices. Visit solarsource.com/monsters and see how easy it is to get your instant hassle-free quote. Solar Source, the most trusted name in solar. solarsource.com/monsters.
The iHeartRadio app and the NFL right in your pocket. The home of the NFL Podcast Network, covering all 32 NFL teams, plus all the expert advice to win your fantasy league. And, of course, live NFL games. Touchdown! Download the free iHeartRadio app today. Free never sounded so good.
Jesse Kelly here. Do you feel protected? My personal protection plan is owning gold. The Oxford Gold Group helps you buy gold to have on hand or convert it into your 401k. If things get weird, I have gold on hand. I like that. You can buy coins or convert part of your 401k with the Oxford Gold Group. It's easy and safe. 833-995-GOLD. That's 833-995-GOLD. 833-995-GOLD.
Wherever you are in life, Rasmussen University offers the flexibility and support you need to earn your associate's, bachelor's, or master's degree on campus or online nationally at any time. Start now at rasmussen.edu.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com.
Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
If you're going to give up your personal information to a giant, merciless corporation, might as well listen to something good. So tell Alexa to play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio. Occupying the space between high society and prison tattoos. This
love when somebody tries to change something that is like big thing, deeply ingrained in our culture. And I go, oh, good luck. You know, like on a small scale, that's like when they say, no, it's not the Sears Tower anymore. It's the Willis Tower. So we got to get everybody to call it the Willis Tower. and it takes a long time to get everybody on board. But
they're uppity about that too.
There's a news story today about some guy who has taken it upon himself to try to get everybody to say something else when a picture is being taken. Now, currently, people say cheese, or like the photographer will say, say cheese, and I never say it, but for some reason that's a thing. I guess you say the word cheese when you smile. Or yeah, when you say it, it kind of like makes you smile, I guess. And that's why they say that when they're taking the photograph. And he said, no, there's a better way to do this. We can change this and make it even better. And I look and I go, good luck, buddy. You're going to get all around the world and tell everybody, no, we're not doing cheese anymore. We're saying something different, and it actually works better. So I'm trying to see this. He said, you got to say the word yeah when somebody's taking a picture.
Okay, I can see that.
It kind of does make you smile more, doesn't it?
Everyone say yeah.
Yeah.
But you're doing an open mouth smile, though.
Yeah.
Do
I don't know. Now I can't tell if I'm just forcing it or not.
Do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. On purpose. And I was looking at this. You ready for some mildly interesting information? I'm going to send it.
Cartoon.
This barely reaches up to mildly interesting, but it's before jury duty. So here we go. The Wikipedia for this, it says...
We don't even have a Wikipedia.
Say cheese does. Say cheese is an English language instruction used by photographers who want their subjects to smile. By saying cheese, most people form their mouths in what appears to be a smile shape. It says, in the late 19th century, different aesthetic and behavioral norms required keeping your mouth small at the time. And photographers would say prunes at the time.
Prunes.
So you wouldn't want to smile. You want like a little tiny mouth. That was what was popular. And that's why if you look at really old photos, everybody looks miserable.
No, but they look cool though. Like they got the Mona Lisa smile thing going.
It's blue steel.
Prunes. Yeah, that does not make you move your mouth in that direction. And what I loved, this is what's mildly interesting for the record. In every country, they have something else that they say like that. And I like every other country's better than ours. Looking at this, I'm like, some of these are great. In Argentina, they say whiskey when a picture is taken.
Whiskey.
And in, I guess, the way they say it, it makes it look like they're smiling.
Whiskey.
Colombia.
Whiskey.
Colombia says whiskey as well. They say sausage in Ireland. That's what makes the face for them.
Oh, well, that's good to know. I have my trip coming up.
And in Germany, they say spaghetti, and there's all these countries.
The English words or the German word for spaghetti?
It's their word for it. Like
spaghetti!
the German word for spaghetti makes their mouth go up in the way that a smile would go up. Ted on YouTube says the T word makes me smile. Yeah, I mean you could say that as the picture is taken. It might work for you. Omelet in Sweden and many more things. But yeah, Ireland. When you're in Ireland, you have to say sausage when a picture is taken. That's what they'll say over there, Sabrina.
Sausage.
Are you all ready to go? Are you all set for your Ireland trip? No, not at all?
No. I mean,
you got your passport, right?
I got the passport.
Okay, you're good on that.
I've got the luggage there up at the front of the house, completely empty.
Yeah.
I bought the electrical outlet thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You need that. That's an important thing to have.
That's about it.
Do you know where you're staying in Ireland?
We're traveling around, but I'll be going and meeting with my sisters, bless you, and my mom in Adair, which I guess is close to Limerick. And then from there, we're going to go to another place that's on the itinerary.
I imagine you're flying into Dublin, probably, is where you're flying into?
Flying into Dublin, and then I'm just texting with my mom now. She's like, we're trying to figure out how to get you from the airport to where we are because it's complicated with the trains.
Are they there already?
Yeah. Yeah, my mom's there already, and then the twins, they just turned 30 this year, so they had a trip amongst themselves. They've been doing little Europe backpacking.
Oh, that's nice. Yep. Yeah, that's cool. So you're excited?
I'm excited. I mean, I got my anxiety like building up for the next 72 hours.
The only thing that's like a little bit off-putting to me is it seems like this may be, and tell me if I'm wrong, it sounds like this is a very planned out trip. Like each day there's like an agenda and like you can't just kind of wing it at all.
Which is, I think at this point, fine with me. Like I'll go with the flow of it all. Maybe I'll throw it. All I asked was the Jameson tour.
Right. Yeah.
So-
I'd love to do that. It's very cool.
So we'll see. And then I'm supposed to figure out a train from the airport, and I arrive at like 8 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. And then from there, we're going to go see the Greenland.
It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I hear to go over to Ireland. I've never been, but I would like to go. The flight's not great. Are you worried about that? Is that bothering you?
I'm very concerned. It'll be the longest flight I've ever taken. And I have just a little feeling inside of me that I will be so anxious that I just swipe that credit card and get comfortable.
Are you flying at night?
I leave at 4:30, and then I arrive very early in the morning.
Yeah, and you get all turned around and stuff. I was just wondering, do you think there would be a chance, if given the right circumstances, that you would be able to actually sleep on a plane?
I don't know.
Because for me, it's 100% no. I wish it wasn't.
Probably not. Maybe some relaxing. In the past, I have, but it's just a long flight.
You got to take some stuff.
I'm going to be taking some stuff.
All the stuff.
You got to take some
Taking
things.
all the things, without a doubt.
And like I said, you break it up, break the time up into, all right, this hour I'm doing this hour I'm doing that. Before you know it, you're there. And then once you're there, it's very, very much worth it from
I'm excited.
my experience. That'll be very, very cool to go around and see all those places. And it sounds kind of cool that you aren't just doing we're going to Dublin, we're staying in Dublin, and you don't move around the country at all.
Yeah, we're doing the train stuff. A little part of me wants to suggest, let's rent a car. I want to drive through that space that's known as this is the thing, though. I am Irish. My mom's dad, of Irish descendants. They came here from. They came to America from Ireland. I don't know about Ireland. I really don't. And I almost don't even want to research anything and just be surprised by it all.
Oh, you're going to learn all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
I'm going to come back with an accent for sure.
I would definitely do that, though. To rent a car in another country and to drive around in a place you're not familiar with is a super cool way.
And they have no speed limit there.
To explore the place. They don't have a speed limit?
No, that was a lie. They definitely have one. But if it's kilometers, I'm
Don't get pulled over in Ireland, for God's sake. You end up in an Irish prison or something. We don't need that to happen.
Sorry, officer. They're after me, Lucky Charms.
They'll love that. All right, let's get into it. Let's do jury duty.
Court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention. Before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass, you're now on jury duty with the News Junkie.
Oh, I love this. Simply Jeremy on YouTube says, "You guys are such nervous Nellies. LOL, Sean's the worst of them." This is like when somebody says that they have anxiety or they're having an anxiety attack, and you just go, "Oh, stop being a pussy."
Yeah.
If you have...
Don't let it get to you.
Yeah.
If it was that easy, it wouldn't be getting to me.
Yeah, and you know how much I would love to just be super cool and confident and comfortable on a flight? Oh, my God. I would do anything for that. And everybody thinks, well, if you do this, it just doesn't work. Once you've worked it up, my mother was deathly afraid of flying. And the first time I flew when I was a little kid, I didn't care at all. No. But she instilled it in me that I should be scared of it too. And so now I hate flying.
Yeah. As you get older, you think about all the things that could kill you and how it doesn't make sense. Like this,
right.
Thousands and thousands of pound machine that's just flying through the air.
Everybody's got it all sorted out. If you just do this, you'll be fine. If you just knew this one little fact, no, you don't get it. You don't understand it.
Telling you guys right now, he's not having real.
Jury duty is brought to you by Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Agent on the go, just call Mo. 866-CALL-MO, 866-CALL-MOE, or justcallmo.com. After you've been in an accident or you've been injured in some way, you know that from there it can get complicated if you don't have the right person and the right team to help you. Moses DeWitt has done this many times before. He's helped out so many people who listen to this show. And after your accident, you need to go to an attorney who's going to listen to you and be appreciative that you came to them, hear you out and fight for you against the insurance companies. And he knows what he's doing. Go to justcallmo.com or 866-CALL-MO. A person in New York is being held over threats to Cornell Jewish students. There were many different things that were posted on some online message board that the college has. And this was obviously at Cornell. Oh, the website's called Greek Rank. And
Isn't
somebody,
that like a frat thing?
I guess so. Somebody on there created a username of Hamas and started threatening to shoot the Jewish students at the prestigious university. This idiot had no idea that they were going to easily trace him back and find out where he was coming from, and they arrested him. Kind of worrisome, like his family was saying. He said some problematic things in the past, and they were worried about him shooting somebody, and maybe he really would have gone through with this. But a lot of people are not feeling comfortable right now because of the energy that we have about the Palestinian and Israeli situation. And there's been incredibly charged language and threats that have led them to believe that they're in danger. And I don't blame them for feeling that way. It sucks that we're in this spot, but here we are. So there we go. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we're behind right now, so we have to catch up. When we come back, there is a doctor who has some incredibly important information that you need to know. And I'm guessing a lot of you are doing the thing that they said could make you very, very sick. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Your chance to win $1,000 and a little
holiday magic.
It's just minutes away, and brought to you by Mills Air.
Traveling on I-4, expect delays eastbound between Osceola Parkway and after State Road 535. Slowdowns between Parr Street and Robinson Street. Authorities are clearing up an accident northbound on Kirkman Road at Old Winter Garden Road, and delays due to an accident on Colonial Drive eastbound at Clark Road. Traveling on Florida's Turnpike, expect your regular delays between Hancock Road and 429. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Provember is here at Lowe's. Right now, save $200 on a DeWalt sliding miter saw. Lowe's knows pros. While supplies last, selection varies by location. Valid through 11/22. Subject to change.
This earful of Real Radio is sponsored by Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Real Radio wants to provide you with a little holiday magic.
Holiday magic.
Holiday magic in the form of $1,000 13 times a day. Listen for the keyword to win $1,000 weekly from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Then take that keyword and enter it on our website, realradio.fm. Whether you do it on your phone or your computer, we don't care. What we do care about is that you answer your phone from a number that you most likely will not recognize when they call back the winner, because that's how you get some
holiday magic.
This contest sponsored locally by Mills Air.
My friends at Mills Air have been in business since 1992 right here in Central Florida. Over 30 years. They're not going anywhere. Carrier, factory authorized dealer, turn to the experts. Equipment changeouts and upgrades right now up to $1,275 in rebates. Go to millsair.com.
Identity theft shows no signs of slowing down. In fact, more than $29 billion were stolen last year alone. That's a criminal success story and a wake-up call for everyone else. It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity. LifeLock makes it easy to help protect yourself if you become a victim. A dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. Join now and save up to 25% your first year with my name, Clay, as your promo code at LifeLock.com, promo code Clay.
They are our love bugs and companions. They are our pets, our family, and they make life better. When we face unexpected challenges, so do our pets. That's why we're on a mission to support people and their pets. Whether donating a bag of kibble, sharing an Instagram post of a lost cat, or welcoming a foster pet into your home, every bit of kindness counts. Visit petsandpeopletogether.org to learn how to be a helper in your community. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
GimmeTheVin.com has made it fast. We've made it easy, and we're the only 5-star BBB rated car dealer out there.
Sell us your car. GimmeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Floridians, do you know how close you are to freshness? Fresh from Florida is local produce grown by farmers right here in our own state. It's always fresh, always in season, and always mouth-wateringly good. Look for the Sunny Fresh from Florida logo or ask for it by name where you shop.
Are you experiencing tooth pain? Advanced Endodontics can help. With state-of-the-art care, experienced and compassionate staff, and 6 convenient locations throughout Central Florida, we make it easy to find the relief you need. We partner with well-known companies who offer great financing options so you can achieve the smile of your dreams. And the best part is, no referrals are needed. Schedule your appointment today at ineedarootcanal.com. That's ineedarootcanal.com.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
At Target, your favorites are our favorites. And when you can save on your favorites too, yes please. This week only, get 20% off select breakfast essentials. That's 20% off all bagged and K-Cup coffee. Talk about essential. From brands like Good & Gather, Starbucks, and more. 20% off all cereal, like Frosted Flakes, Lucky Charms, the list goes on. And 20% off Tropicana and Simply Orange Juice too. But these deals end Saturday, so it's time for a Target run. Restrictions apply.
A psoriasis flare-up can make a walk in the park, well, no walk in the park.
It's that obvious, huh? I've tried so many lotions and creams, but I still have symptoms.
So those don't do enough to treat the inflammation beneath the skin, leaving you with those uncontrolled symptoms.
Makes sense, but what else can I do?
You can get real with your dermatologist so they can help you get clear. Make an appointment and, oh, you're already on it.
Hi, yes, I'd like to make an appointment.
Get real clear about psoriasis at letsgetrealclear.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger. Because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
What's gotten lost in a lot of news coverage is trust.
Dan Abrams and Elizabeth Vargas on America's fastest growing cable news network, News Nation.
News Nation is the place that people can come because they trust that at the least we're trying to be straight with them.
Every point of view is represented. That's what we do. We only earn that trust, keep that trust by every single night fulfilling that mission.
To find News Nation on your screen, go to joinnn.com.
No payments until February of next year? Visit nationstrucks.com right now.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Find out at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Holiday magic! Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, dollar. DOLLAR. That's dollar. Enter it now at realradio.fm and get a little holiday magic. And may your efforts bear fruit.
Join in on the chaos. We eagerly await your dispatch. This is
Appreciate it. You can go to newsjunkie.com, learn more about the show, and subscribe to the podcast. And just in case you miss anything today, going to get into a doctor who says something that you're doing may be very, very dangerous in just a moment. But have you seen this this video where a woman is telling her story? And she says she quit drinking because she was an alcoholic. She had a big problem. And then somebody paid her $25,000 to start drinking again. And I thought
I would do it.
Yeah, I thought right off the bat, I was like, there's probably a couple people like, all right, I'll go on a ride for a couple of weeks here. Yeah. You go on a bender, get $25,000, and then go back to not drinking. But it's very, very difficult for people to be presented with situations like this. Now, the story is way more complicated than it sounds at face value, because when I saw the news story about this, it says, woman says she relapsed after a man paid her to drink. And I said, okay, a man just paid her to drink. He wanted to see her get drunk again. That's not it. It's way more complicated than that. And I think we might know this woman because I believe she said she used to work for HQ Trivia. You remember that whole
throwback
thing? That she used to work for them. I don't know if I recognize her. There she is.
Because someone offered me $25,000 to drink with them, and I took the money. What's more messed up is this person knew I identified as an alcoholic, and they still manipulated me in this way.
That's weird to say it that way.
I was like, identify or you are.
Yeah, I identify as an alcoholic. I'm an alcoholic, right? Isn't that the main thing you say at the AA meetings? Like, my name is Sean and I'm an alcoholic. And you don't say I identify as an alcoholic.
On official doctor's forms, you identify as an alcoholic now.
So she said this guy knew that she was an alcoholic, so that makes this worse.
A few years ago, when I was hosting HQ Trivia, I got involved with a charity, and they asked if they could auction off lunch with me as one of the prizes.
All right.
So I said yes and went to meet the highest bidder for our lunch date, and he was a much older man. He worked in a different industry, but was clearly wealthy and very interested in financing the arts.
So she says this guy's like a rich dude who maybe does this from time to time, where they have a charity auction and he makes the highest bid to go have lunch with whoever. I always think when I hear about those, how awkward that would be.
Yeah.
Oh, like maybe it would just be awkward for me, but Jay-Z was in the news. They were talking about somebody getting a dinner with Jay-Z. And even Jay-Z was like, no, don't waste your money on that. I couldn't imagine sitting down across from this person being like, hello, I was the highest bidder in the celebrity auction to meet you. So
what are we going to do, huh?
Here we go. What do you like to do?
Like water?
And we can ask them about all their movies and TV shows the whole time, but it's going to be weird. So those older guys got money.
I thought. We would meet for lunch every so often because he had hired me to basically research these shows that people were bringing to him for him to potentially invest in.
Mm-hmm.
Looking back, I think the entire thing was a lie, but I wanted to believe I wasn't just having lunch with a strange man for money and that I was actually working for him. Now, there were definitely a couple red flags because every single time we met, it would be in the private room of a restaurant, and he would always buy a very expensive bottle of wine, and he always poured me a glass even though I said I was an alcoholic. And he would say, just in case. He also told me
that is a little weird. If somebody tells you that they're an alcoholic, pouring them a glass of alcohol and just
it's that power thing, man. That's so weird.
Just
what else
in
are you doing behind closed doors?
That's weird. The rest of it seems fine. It's just a guy who's maybe working with her, setting her up with some opportunities, and she didn't say he's doing anything creepy. But the filling up the bottle or the glass of wine and being like, I know you're an alcoholic, but just in case, right here for you, that's a little screwy.
he didn't believe in alcoholism and that if everybody just drank expensive wine that they couldn't afford, then you couldn't afford to drink that much of it.
Okay, all right. Now that's pretty stupid.
I don't believe in it. Hey, you can't be something you don't believe in.
If you have ever met an actual alcoholic, like somebody who's a very bad drinker in your life, I want to take this old guy and bring him with an actual alcoholic and go, you're going to spend the night with this person and just observe them. And you tell me afterwards if alcoholics exist or if they don't exist, all right? We'll have a conversation about this. I think I might change your mind.
You don't know me.
So the guy says alcoholics don't exist. It's not a real thing.
There were warning signs, and I should have listened to my gut, but all I could focus on was the fact that he was very interested in some of my projects and potentially financing them.
Well, that's good.
So one day we were having lunch, and he said, I'm finally ready to finance this project, and he had a check ready for me for $25,000.
All right, now we get to the money part. You folks over on chat are agreeing with this, I think. As MFQ says, yeah, that's a little predatory. And Eddie says, not weird, more like an asshole. And yeah, I just think that move is weird. The rest of it seems totally fine to me. If they have a little business relationship together and he's helping her out, she's helping him out, whatever, that's totally fine. But the glass of wine thing was kind of over the line.
He said the only way he would be willing to make out that check to my name, though, would be if I finally shared that glass of wine with him. I mean, so I was like, okay, I will have a few sips, I guess. I'm taking the money. And then I don't need to drink anymore after that. And I can just go back to being sober. And that's pretty much what I did. I had a few sips of wine. I took my check and I went on my merry way. And for months, I didn't drink.
Okay. But so far, so good, right? She had a glass of wine. She got the $25,000, and she didn't drink. We were good to go. I guess things took a turn here. Let's see.
there was a secret that I was keeping inside. And as I've learned, my secrets will keep me sick. That secret grew and grew, and soon I wasn't able to sleep at night. And so I started taking Benadryl every night to be able to sleep. Then I started getting Klonopin from someone. And before I knew it, I was on Ativan and Xanax. And then I was like, oh, well, I'm just relapsing, so I might as well go all in.
What are you identifying as?
Yeah, you need to identify some more things here. Benadryl's the gateway drug, apparently. Just open the...
I knew it all along.
Open right up. Now, I do take issue with one thing. If she's saying that a guy paid her $25,000 to drink, yeah, he kind of did. If he said, you have to have that drink for me to make this deal. But 3 months later, then you go into this spiral and start doing all these drugs and stuff. I don't know if you can really connect the two. She's saying, like, it wasn't the 3 months later point that started me on this bad track. It was before that when the guy gave me the 25 grand.
A very brutal relapse, one of the darkest times in my life. I'm super grateful that I was able to come clean and get clean again, because a lot of people don't make it back. Anyway, I have been working on this show forever, and I will be making it.
She's doing something else, I guess. Do you remember her from HQ Trivia at all?
Nope.
I don't recognize her. I only remember that Scott guy. What was his name?
Rogowski?
Scott Rogowski. What'd they call him? Trivia Daddy or something weird like that? They had a
He
whole
had a bunch
thing
of
for
names
him.
for himself.
Yeah.
It was hot for 10 seconds.
I know. It was such a big deal back then. You'd be at a bar and you see everybody's phones light up and they're all going to play HQ Trivia. And now, not so much. All right, here's this thing where not one doctor, but many doctors are now telling us this is a dangerous thing. It says, doctor is saying oral sex has surpassed smoking and alcohol as the greatest risk factor for throat cancer.
Oh, no.
They said they compare performing that on somebody else to smoking an entire pack of cigarettes. That's what they said.
What if you do it at the same time?
That's double bad. They said traditionally, tobacco use and excessive alcohol are thought to be the two other greatest risk factors for throat cancer. But he says this is actually worse. He says it's number one cause in his estimation. Doctors say increasingly HPV, a family of viruses that infect the genitals and can be transferred to the throat during oral sex, are the source of throat cancers. And men are at higher risk because women are more likely to carry this. They said, we've talked about this before on the show.
So are men, but men don't it doesn't pop up on their yearly exams.
Well, and also it doesn't really impact men that much.
Right, except for the throat cancer.
It can impact women very, very heavily because you get cervical cancer and stuff. I guess it could impact men from the throat cancer way if it goes down like that. But yeah, this is really, really common. Phrasing there was strange. This is really, really common. I think one time I read it was, I don't want to screw this up, but 1 in 3 people or something?
1 in 4 is last I heard.
Okay, let's see. Let's just double check. The percentage, HPV, it's a lot of people is the point. And, boy, this can't be right. This says HPV is a commonly sexually transmitted infection. More than 90% of sexually active men and 80% of sexually active women will be infected with HPV in their lifetime.
Right. But
that's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot. And it can remain dormant. That's why yearly exams are very important. I don't think there's
a way to tell that you have it if you don't have those exams. I don't think there's
correct.
Anything you just look at and see
until it turns. But you have to though because it turns into cervical cancer. And I'm telling you, there's a close friend of a friend of a friend, but. Certainly was true. Did not get the vaccine, got HPV, but it wasn't until it's something feels weird. I told her, you're stage 3 right now. There's almost, and ended up passing away within less than a year because did not go to the gynecologist.
How would it be that the numbers are that high if there is a vaccine? Can you still get it if you have the vaccine?
Well, the vaccine helps you avoid cervical cancer, not necessarily HPV.
I see. All right.
Unless I'm completely wrong. I'm no gynecologist.
You know
I just
what?
play one on TV.
Let's not pretend here. Let's go HPV vaccine and see what this is supposed to do. Because an 89-90% doesn't make sense to me. HPV vaccination is preventing cancer-causing infections and pre-cancers. This says. It says It prevents infection by certain types of HPV. They protect against either 2, 4, or 9 types. God, how many types of these things are there? All of them protect against at least type 16 and 18, which cause the greatest risk of cervical cancer. There you go. So you still have the chance of getting it, but it's not necessarily the type 16 or type 18, which is the most dangerous type for you. That's what it blocks. Anyhow, always good to keep that information in mind.
Yeah.
And
take care of your genitals, everybody.
Empower yourself a little bit. I want to hear from you. What do you think? Send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch right now. A teacher finally gets redemption in a courtroom in a story that you have got to hear right alongside your dispatches. Coming up next on the News Junkie.
Check out our new threads at Real Radio 1041 on Threads. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Traveling on I-4 this afternoon, traffic is backing up eastbound between Osceola Parkway and past the Beach Line. You can expect delays through the city between Robinson Street and Parr Street. Around the perimeter of I-4, traffic is up to speed on 429 in the Greenway. Authorities are clearing up an accident on Colonial Drive at Clark Road. Expect delays. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Get big savings and big rewards during Provember. Save $80 on a DeWalt 20-volt 2-tool combo kit and earn 3 times the bonus points. While supplies last, selection varies by location. Bonus points calculated before taxes and fees after applicable discounts, if any. Valid through 11/22, subject to change.
This earful of Real Radio is sponsored by Wassey's Meat Market, the best place to buy a big green egg.
Contact Tax Relief Helpers for details and restrictions. Attention anyone that owes money to the IRS. The IRS has restarted aggressive enforcement actions against taxpayers who owe back taxes that were temporarily suspended for COVID. If you owe $10,000 or more, you must hear this because now is the time to clear your IRS tax debt. A special toll-free number has been established so you can stop penalty fees, avoid liens, levies, and other hostile measures by the IRS. Call Tax Relief Helpers right now at 800-374-2103. Tax Relief Helpers will provide you with the maximum protection afforded by law.
I got behind on my taxes and owed $48,000. I didn't know what to do. I called and they got my bill lowered to just $3,500.
I owed $87,000 in taxes and it was scary. I got the amount I owed down to just $3,500. I saved $83,500.
If you owe money to the IRS, don't wait another day. Call 800-374-2103 right now before the IRS enforces liens, levies, and other aggressive measures. The call and consult are absolutely free. Call now. Call 800-374-2103. 800-374-2103. 800-374-2103.
October is Sudden Cardiac Arrest Month. Sudden cardiac arrest is the leading cause of death in the U.S. with survival rate about 10% or less. Russ Rollins here. In honor of Sudden Cardiac Arrest Month, I'm setting a personal goal. I want to send 1,000 Monster listeners for a free heart scan with a minimum requirement valued at $699. I want you guys all to be safe and healthy, and I want my listeners to get in and get this scan. I did it, and I got to tell you, I'm so glad that I did. You have an opportunity to get a heart scan and a full body scan for cancer. What is Life Imaging FLA? Well, FDA-approved, state-of-the-art, low-dose radiation CT scan. Early detection saves lives. You know, 30 to 40% of heart attacks, the first symptom is sudden death. Man, wouldn't you rather know today instead of worry about tomorrow? While you're there, ask about their cancer screening. It's better to know now than to wait till it's too late. Call Life Imaging FLA for your free heart scan with a few minimum requirements valued at $699 now. From your cell phone, dial pound 250, say the words free heart scan. That's pound 250, say the words free heart scan, and you'll be connected in seconds.
Florida's farmers work hard to grow nutritious food for you and your family, and you can help support them by enjoying delicious Fresh from Florida produce. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo where you shop, or visit freshfromflorida.com to learn more.
Listen up. This is so easy. Do you want the most money for your used car? Of course you do. And a hassle-free process? Yeah, that's GiveMeTheVin.com. Give Me the VIN is fast, easy, reliable, and pays top dollar for your car. It's that simple. And Give Me the VIN is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau and thousands of online reviews. Get an instant cash offer and the most money for your car right now at GiveMeTheVin.com. America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Preventive maintenance on all brands, and that saves you money and can detect an upcoming breakdown. Visit millsair.com.
They are our love bugs and companions. They are our pets, our family, and they make life better. When we face unexpected challenges, so do our pets. That's why we're on a mission to support people and their pets. Whether donating a bag of kibble, sharing an Instagram post of a lost cat, or welcoming a foster pet into your home, every bit of kindness counts. Visit petsandpeopletogether.org to learn how to be a helper in your community. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Here on MSNBC, we are staying on top of several fast-moving stories.
Today's news requires more facts.
A new report finds the climate crisis is getting much worse.
More context.
We are seeing record numbers of people crossing into the United States just in the southern border.
And more ground covered.
People here are watching what is happening in Kiev very closely.
The world's never been harder to understand. That's why it's never been more important to try. MSNBC. Understand more.
Burden of Guilt, a brand new true crime podcast that tells the harrowing story of Tracy Raquel Burns, a woman who spent 4 decades at the center of one of the most bizarre and disturbing cases in American history. Was she responsible for the mysterious death of her baby brother?
I was told that Matthew died in an accident, and no one really talked about it.
Really tough family dynamics fueled much of what happened in this case.
Listen to Burden of Guilt on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
In 1800, Elma Sands is murdered, and her accused lover hires Alexander Hamilton and Aaron Burr as his defense. Through flashbacks and recreated testimony, Erased, The Murder of Elma Sands, True Story podcast, explores how this case impacted the sexist roots of today's justice system.
Can we make this simpler?
I don't need anything simplified, Mr. Hamilton. Thank you.
Listen to Erased, The Murder of Elma Sands on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
No payments until February of next year. Visit nationstrucks.com right now.
Holiday magic! Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Dollar. DOLLAR. That's dollar. Enter it now at realradio.fm and get a little holiday magic. And may your efforts bear fruit.
Dispensing unsolicited advice on a wide range of pointless topics.
Hope your Halloween was great. Hope all is well in your world. And we'll get to some of those comments that are rolling in during the show today. I can't believe we're in November, for God's sake. It's insane to me. This year has flown by for me. I don't know about you, but
yes,
everything's going 900 miles an hour. And we've got a million plates that we're spinning. And we got C-Lane off right now for paternity. And that's going to be until, I think, Thursday of next week or so.
Sometime next week.
Sometime next week he'll be popping back in on the show. Sabrina is leaving on Friday and going to Ireland and going to have some fun over there and explore with her family, which should be interesting.
My mom just got back to a Wi-Fi area, and she's like, yeah, we're just trying to figure out how we're going to, what's the best way for you to go from the airport to where we are. And it goes a little something like this. So take a train from the airport and then a cab that goes to the exit to the right to Dublin, Houston train station. Take that train to Limerick cab to Adair Manor. And then
God.
I go, you know what? Let's look into maybe a private driver.
Right. How many miles are they away from the airport?
I don't even know, man. This is the problem. My anxiety. I should take the Xanax now, I feel.
Yeah. There's something about you want to land and then you want to just be in the spot that you're supposed to be. And we in the United States don't have the culture that they have in Europe of trains and using trains as much as they do. Their trains are pretty damn awesome over there most of the time. But yeah, that's a pain in the ass. Did you ask me for that blank document for the reason I think you did?
Your handwriting is insane.
Well, yeah. I knew it, man. I knew it. You haven't been in this world because C-Lane usually does our weekend show. For those of you who don't know, we have the News Junkie Weekend Edition, and it's on like a dozen or more stations across the country on Saturdays and Sundays. And so during the show, we take some of the segments and we use them for Weekend Edition as like a best of type thing. And I have to write all the segments out on this sheet of paper, and I have the handwriting of a serial killer. Like, it's very bad.
It does look like a manifesto.
It looks like the penmanship of somebody writing a manifesto for sure. And
it's only because C-Lane had a baby. I will never do this again. I was here last week for so long, and like even Jim Colbert show was like, "You okay?" Because they could see it in my eyes that I was like not okay. And I don't want to, you guys have a routine and a thing going when it comes to the weekends, but God, could I make this better for you?
My handwriting is so bad. I can't help it.
I'm gonna recreate this form. It's gonna be so much easier.
I'm sure it will. C-Lane knows how to read through it somehow. After all these years, he can decipher
he has little tricks everywhere that I know he does it in 20 minutes.
He's not going to tell you that.
No, he's not. And I can't bother him. I can't text him.
It takes him a long time to do weekends. It takes him just as long as you were talking about, because he used to be here on Fridays after the show for like at least an hour and a half or 2 hours.
I ain't doing that. So.
Getting all that done. Well, now you've started doing it. Maybe he'll think that the task is...
I got one segment copied over.
I apologize. I can't do anything about that. I have tried.
It's all right. I'm going to make it easy for you. I know it.
I write like 8 million miles an hour, and my brain goes faster, even faster than my pen does, and it's a mess. It's illegible. Completely terrible. I can't even defend it. And it's weird because...
You spelled Wednesday as Wednesday.
It just all runs into each other. It's bad. So I apologize for that. And I have no excuse. My father had beautiful penmanship, like absolutely beautiful penmanship. And my mother had like okay penmanship. I think maybe nowadays this is going downhill even more because on account of the like electronic conversations as opposed to people actually writing things down.
Have you considered doing this electronically?
I could, and I probably should, but you know how I am.
You just presented a solution for your problem.
I'm set in my ways. I've been doing it this way for so long. And
right.
I could probably do it that way and then just send the PDF over.
Okay. He'll be back, and then I will have nothing to do with this.
Here's the worst thing. If I started doing that for the next weekend edition, then you're still screwed either way. It's not going to solve anything for this one right now. Okay, they are working on robots seeing eye dogs, which is an interesting thing to me. And I think this could be a robot that does some good, even though it still kind of frightens me. Engineers from the Computer Science Department at Binghamton University, State University of New York, and some other outlets have programmed a robot guide dog to assist the visually impaired. The robot responds to tugs on its leash. Can you imagine being out walking on the street and seeing a blind person with a robot dog next to them walking along? That would be an interesting sight, and that's what the future may hold if these folks are onto something. They said they presented a demonstration.
The battery runs out. They just stay there.
You're screwed. You're totally screwed.
I've been at this bus stop for 2 weeks.
And you know what? Not everybody who is blind and goes around actually uses the seeing eye dog. I've seen, actually in the last week, I've seen 2 people that use the walking sticks, and they're able to get around, and they are able to be, they get around really efficiently, actually.
I understand the concept, but it's amazing that they're able to navigate like that.
I don't know how they're doing it either, but there was a lady in Universal Studios, and she's got her stick, and she's like tapping it around, and she was walking perfectly through a giant crowd of people, and she was able to just make her way through like she didn't have any problem at all. So they're using these robot seeing eye dogs, they think, to help out the blind community and the visually impaired community. One problem with it, they said, real seeing eye dogs cost about $50,000, and only about 50% of them graduate from their training to go on to serve visually impaired people. Seeing eye robot dogs could be under $10,000, and because it's programming, they could be a whole lot better off. You wouldn't lose half of them to the test and the inability for them to perform. So that could be the future for some folks in helping them out. And a teacher, real quick before we hear some dispatches, the Flagler County Sheriff's Office is saying that this teacher who was attacked by a 17-year-old student, there's video of it. He's charged as an adult. She took away his Nintendo Switch from him in the classroom.
I remember this.
And he picked her up and slammed her on the ground.
He was autistic, right?
I'm not sure. Oh, yeah, it says he's autistic. They say he's doing well in the Flagler County Jail on $1 million bond.
$1 million.
He's a special needs student, and he's facing up to 30 years in prison. I seriously doubt, especially on account of the autism, that he'll get anywhere near that. But they thought it was bad enough that they needed to punish him, and the teacher was hurt pretty badly by this incident. And they have a permanent injunction for protection against the teacher, or against the student from the teacher. Joan Nadich, the teacher's aide, is doing okay, but man, that must have been scary as hell. All right, let's hear from at least a couple of you right now. Let's go to your dispatches, and we go to Biker Mike, who is chiming in.
I want to see the gold medal for that lady from the amount of mental gymnastics that she had to do to avoid accountability for her relapse on that. Come on, lady.
Yeah, but if she would have said that this guy said, I'll give you this $25,000 deal only if you drink that glass of wine with me, and that glass of wine was what sent her on, the expedition back into alcoholism. Next day, she's drinking more and more. Then I would have said yes. But because of the 3-month gap, it seems a little strange to me. I don't know if you can really blame that guy for her relapse as much as she wants to. Guitar Slinger is saying, don't drive in Ireland.
See, driving around in a strange country, in a strange car, not knowing where you're going, and driving on the wrong side of the road. That sounds like a great idea, especially if you've had a couple of drinks.
I'm not going to drink and drive.
That's what I'd be worried about, not going down in an airplane. Sheesh.
Yeah, no, it's a great way to
How dare you assume I'm going to just, down a bunch of Guinness and go driving?
You know what you need to do, though? If you do rent a car in another country, they say that you need to take out your phone and go around and videotape the full car so you can see exactly what condition it's in. Because one thing that they do is when foreigners rent cars at these places, you fly home and they go, we're going to have to invoice your insurance for the damage on the vehicle. And you're like, what damage? And they go, well, you returned the vehicle damaged. And they just feel like you're not going to come back and contest it or anything.
Good scam.
Yeah, so they'll scam people doing that. That happened to a friend of mine who went to France and rented a car and fell into that trap, and it cost her $500 or something.
Right, maybe I won't rent a car then.
But driving in a foreign place like that is fun, and this isn't a foreign place necessarily, but when we went to Puerto Rico, I was like, let's get a car and rent it and drive around the island and stuff. It was way easier to get to kind of understand the place a little bit better and see more spots, and it was kind of fun. I don't know, I liked it at least. I think it's a cool way to travel. I would love to do some of this stuff. Have you ever heard of the Gumball Rally?
No.
Has anybody heard of that?
No.
You guys haven't heard of that?
No.
Oh, my God. I think the guys on Jackass even did this one time. The Gumball Rally. I believe that's the name. Maybe I'm getting the name totally wrong or something. No, that's a movie, the Gumball Rally. What's the real thing called? Somebody on chat can tell me.
Are you talking about the cross-country race?
Yeah, where you get into your regular car and you're just driving in the streets and you go all through Europe.
They made movies about it.
Yes, yeah. It's not Gumball Rally because that's the movie. Hold on.
Rat Race? No, that's the movie.
Gumball 3000. That's what it is. It's the Gumball 3000.
It's even cooler than we thought.
And people just get in their regular cars and they go 3,000 miles across Europe in these cars and stop at these different checkpoints. And it would be super cool to be able to try that out at some point. But I'm not the greatest of drivers, as you may know. So there we go. All right, when we come back, we'll get to the final dispatches, stories that didn't make the cut. And today I'm going to wrap everything up for a Wednesday. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is Real Music Weekends. This weekend on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by attorney Mo DeWitt. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com.
From the Rude Air Conditioning Weather Center, powered locally by Ferguson HVAC.
Happy Wednesday, everyone. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro. You can expect passing clouds today with temperatures much cooler than days past. We are talking afternoon highs in the low 70s today, but it will be breezy, wind gusts upwards of 20 to 25 miles per hour. Overnight lows tonight will be dipping into the 40s and 50s, so keep a jacket handy. By this weekend, we'll be back to the 80s. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro.
This report is sponsored by Wawa. Wawa has pizza. Wawa has pizza. It's freshly made, tastes great, and you can get it late. Right now, there's a $0 delivery fee when you order Wawa Pizza at Wawa.com or on the Wawa app. Gotta have a Wawa.
You know, one of the smart things you could do as a homeowner is simplify your life. You're not going to be able to remember to do everything on the schedule. You're not going to remember to do all the maintenance on things that you're supposed to do. But somebody from Mills Air can help you out with that. When it comes to your AC, if you sign up for their preventative maintenance plan, which is a really good deal, you can have them come out every 6 months or so, and they look at your air conditioning from top to bottom. I mean, they really go through the thing. And then they clear out all your lines. They make sure your filters are new. They do all that stuff that you're going to forget to do otherwise. And it makes it so you don't run into a brick wall with just a broken air conditioner. You can spot things ahead of time before you have some kind of major break. And that's a really cool thing to be able to lean on as a homeowner. So I think you should do it. Check them out. You can learn about preventative maintenance plans over at millsair.com. They are a Carrier factory authorized dealer. They can get you big rebates toward a brand new Carrier unit. You could always turn to the experts at Carrier, and you could always turn to family-owned and operated Mills Air. Here's the phone number if you need help, 407-277-1159, or find them online at millsair.com.
Stella Atois wants to know, who would you have dinner with? Join the Stella team at Hangry Bison in Winter Garden this Friday, November 3rd from 6 until 8 for an opportunity to let them know who you would have dinner with, past, present, or future, and why. Then start your dinner with a complimentary Stella Atois and chalice. Just snap the QR code for details on your chance to win dinner on Stella from one of 10 participating restaurants. Let's do dinner, and as always, let's start with a Stella.
You shouldn't need a degree in finance to choose a checking account. That's why we made Truist One Checking. No trade-offs, no compromise, no hassle. Just the stuff you want from a bank that cares. And that means no overdraft fees, lots of practical perks, and automatic upgrades. Truist One Checking. One simple choice. Visit Truist.com/one. Truist.com/ONE. Truist Bank, member FDIC.
Are you experiencing tooth pain? Advanced Endodontics can help. With state-of-the-art care, experienced and compassionate staff, and 6 convenient locations throughout Central Florida, we make it easy to find the relief you need. We partner with well-known companies who offer great financing options, so you can achieve the smile of your dreams. And the best part is, no referrals are needed. Schedule your appointment today at ineedarootcanal.com. That's ineedarootcanal.com.
Maybe you've heard about semaglutide, the new FDA-approved drug helping people lose weight like crazy without strict dieting. But here's what you might not know. Red Mountain Weight Loss has full-strength semaglutide in their newest medication called Revelex. It's specially formulated to give you full-strength semaglutide without side effects. So with Revelex, you'll lose up to 15 pounds a month without stomach pain or nausea. And it's not a shot. It's a tablet. So you can skip the weekly trips to the doctor's office. But here's the best part. Revelex costs about half of what you'll pay for other semaglutide medications. That's right. I said half the price. So why go anywhere else? At Red Mountain, you get no shots, no side effects, just results. And for half the price, trust a leader in medical weight loss. Red Mountain Weight Loss has helped millions of people lose weight safely, and they can help you too. Just go to redmountainweightloss.com. That's redmountainweightloss.com.
At Navy Federal Credit Union, we want to share special thank you messages this Veterans Day. And who better to hear them from than your friends and family?
Happy Veterans Day to my husband, Timothy Golden. We are so proud of you.
I'd like to shout out Brendan Barrett, who served as an infantryman in the U.S. Army.
Sending a happy Veterans Day shout out to my amazing husband, Shane Dixon.
And from all of us here, happy Veterans Day. Use hashtag Gratitude Mission to thank a veteran and honor their service. Your service inspires ours. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Insured by NCUA.
West 2 News, now here for you at 7 p.m. Because breaking news doesn't wait for the right time.
News never stops.
And that's why our team keeps going. We're adding more coverage of what matters most to Central Florida. The big stories that will have you talking. An accurate forecast you can depend on. Stuart Moore, Michelle Imperato, Tony Manalfi. West 2 News at 7 p.m. Local, live, late breaking.
On the next Access Hollywood, you are watching Access Hollywood. See, I put the accent on the U there. I thought that was really smart.
Matthew Perry's first time on Access and untold stories from his Fools Rush In co-star Salma Hayek.
With Matthew Perry, it's like everything that happens, it's funny.
Then Meg Ryan's rom-com return. It's a kiss and tell with David Duchovny.
Well, we did have the intimacy coach.
We did?
No.
We didn't have an intimacy. Next, Access Hollywood. Hey, Mario Lopez here. Join me for Access Hollywood tonight at 7:30 on West 2.
If you don't have access to health insurance through an employer, a navigator may be able to help you find affordable coverage through the federal marketplace. And the service is free. Visit online at coveringflorida.org.
Filling you in on the shocking details. Just try not to pass out. This
It didn't make the cut, and today I learned to wrap everything up for a Wednesday. Thanks for hanging out with us today. We appreciate that, and you are important to us, so we want to make sure we can hang out each and every day. You can do that by getting the podcast over at thenewsjunkie.com. It's usually up pretty shortly after the show ends. Before we get into everything to wrap things up today, they said that the autopsy initial results were in for this Matthew Perry situation where he was in the hot tub and found dead. And the initial tests were negative for fentanyl and meth. So they know that it at least wasn't an overdose on fentanyl or meth. I honestly forget, or I don't know if it's ever been public, what drug Matthew Perry had a problem with. Do you remember?
I think it was pain pills.
Yeah,
Was it?
I thought it was prescription medication.
They said the drugs that he had in his house, he did have prescription medicine. Prescription drugs were found in Matthew's house. They were all prescribed to the actor for his various ailments and stored in proper bottles. So if it wasn't fentanyl, wasn't meth, and it wasn't any of those bottles, they're not quite sure just yet. They have to wait for the full test.
And it doesn't necessarily mean that he abused anything. Like, there's a lot of those drugs and heart conditions that you're not supposed to be anywhere near a hot tub.
Yeah, sometimes you hear prescription drugs and you think like automatically Oxycontin or some things that are the worst of the worst.
The old standbys.
It could be various things. It kind of sounds nefarious when they say they found prescription medication in his house. Okay, well, when they do the rest of it, I don't know why it takes 3 to 6 months to do the whole toxicology test, but it does. And I don't know if you guys saw this, but Heidi Klum, who one-ups herself every damn year,
she
had her costume this year, and she was her husband was an egg,
which was the real winner of it. You have to show this picture if you can find it.
I'll bring this up.
Yeah, I haven't seen this yet.
I was looking. I kept like refreshing and checking every so often during Halloween to see what her update was, because
she's the best of the best.
One of my favorite things of all time, like in my history books for life, was her as the worm last year.
The worm was so good.
Now, I got to say, I still think the worm is better than this one.
Yeah.
This one was impressive, but the interview with her with the peacock head on was also beautiful.
She was a peacock, and she had a whole crew of people. It's right here in front of me that were her feathers. And it's pretty damn impressive. Whoever works with her on these is really talented.
Did you see who the other people were, though? She hired Cirque du Soleil.
Oh, is that what they were?
Cool.
I saw her like with them, and they were all kind of close together, and then they just unfurled as the wings of the peacock behind her, and it looked really cool.
Were you triggered?
A little bit. And then her husband was an egg, which also was kind of funny looking.
It was so funny. My God. And I think he was like, He's a very good-looking man. He was a fisherman last year and had like her as the worm at the end of his pole.
Yeah.
This one, you would not be able to tell from a mile away if he was hot or not.
Here it is. He's just in
Isn't it great?
His little hands are sticking out, and there's just a little tiny opening for his face. That's
hilarious.
That's very, very good. I like that. All right, let's go to the final dispatches here and wrap everything up for the day. We've got BT talking about an alcoholic.
I can't say I identify as an alcoholic, but I may or may not have been identified as an alcoholic.
Thank you. The Saltpeter is talking about space babies.
When I went up on Blue Origin into outer space and masturbated, I made...
Okay, I'm just going to stop you there, and we'll just stop and we'll move on to Crow Says Caw. That's a new name. Thanks for this dispatch.
You guys, I think I hear the Gremlin baby.
Arrived.
That's it.
Okay, dude.
That freaked me out, but your timing was so bad with your turn-by-turn directions.
I thought that was it.
Yeah, I thought you were going to go that route for some reason, but you didn't. There you go. Let's do the stories that didn't make the cut. Brought to you by Nations Trucks. We love our friends over at Nations Trucks, and you're going to love them too. It is a great experience to work with one of the great salespeople at Nations Trucks and find the truck of your dreams. Business trucks, work trucks, lifted trucks. They got them all. They're right there on the lot at nationstrucks.com. Britney Spears is in talks to turn Britney Spears is in talks to turn her explosive book into a huge TV series, they said. A feature film or maybe even a documentary. There's no word on if she's going to be like part of this, doing interviews and stuff. They just want to capitalize on the success of the book, I guess. A mom accused of holding booze-fueled teen sex parties has been indicted on a slew of felonies. She was hosting parties for her teenage son and his friends. She encouraged the boys to do things with the young girls at the party.
Okay,
in her
I'm a cool
swanky
mom.
California mansion. That is some creepy, creepy nonsense. And if you have had one of these fruit purees, it's a company called Wanabana Apple Cinnamon.
Don't you wanna?
They can make you very, 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 very sick because there's high concentrations of lead in one of the batches of those. So maybe you or your kids eat those things. Just a
but you could
heads
fill
up.
out a Scantron, at least.
That is not
That was a pencil
good.
joke, everybody.
I got it.
Thank you.
All
You're going
right,
to miss
here we
me
go.
next week. I know it.
Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ.
Pencils.
So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
It is Today I Learned for a Wednesday, November 1st, 2023. Today I Learned sponsored by J. David Tax Law. Peace of mind is only a click or a phone call away. Today I learned this movie right here.
Titanic.
That's right.
Yeah.
Today I learned Leonardo DiCaprio's current girlfriend wasn't even alive when he filmed Titanic. Just a little tidbit for you.
Yikes.
You know how he is with the ages of his
Do you
significant
think
others.
he chose that one first or Gilbert Grape?
I'm not sure.
Basketball Diaries for sure.
The Basketball Diaries was, which one was first? Gilbert Grape or Basketball Diaries?
Couldn't
I
tell
don't remember
you.
which one was his first movie.
I can tell you which one he was mentally disabled in.
Yes, yeah, he did that. Today I learned Smarties candy was originally not allowed to be white. They weren't allowed to have a white option.
Whoa,
because
they
of
did that?
A fear that children would associate the medicinal tablets with Smarties. So they thought if you gave these to kids as candy and they were white, they'd see their parents' pills laying all around and just gobble them all up. And
makes sense.
Which could happen, I guess. Today I learned this show right here.
Sesame Street.
That's right, Sesame Street.
Are you even
Elmo
playing, Josh?
from Sesame
I
Street
forgot.
is the only puppet or non-human to testify before Congress. In 2002, Elmo testified to argue for increased funding for music programs, and everybody else was like a human being, and he's the only person that was. Well, of course, there's a human, talking and doing all that stuff.
Yeah, up his butt.
But he was sitting there on the stand testifying in front of Congress, and he's the only one to do so. Speaking of Congress, today I learned in 1916, Jeanette Rankin became the first woman in Congress representing Montana. She ran and won again in 1940, and no woman has represented Montana at a federal level since.
Sad.
So she was the first and the last.
They got mad about it, huh?
They said, we're never going to let this happen
on
again.
their periods.
That's a crazy long time for that to have happened, too. And finally, today I learned this band right here.
Oh, dang.
My Chemical Romance.
That's right. My Chemical Romance is correct. This is a weird one. Today I learned witnessing 9/11 had such a profound effect on aspiring comic book artist Gerard Way. It inspired him to start a band and write their first song. My Chemical Romance would not exist if 9/11 never happened.
What?
So at least we
I've
got
heard
that
another
out of it.
origin story. Thanks, 9/11.
At least we got that out of it. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate it. We're back tomorrow, same time at same place. If you missed any of the show, go get the podcast at thenewsjunkie.com.
On State Road 50, Colonial Drive, heading westbound between the Greenway and Chickasaw Trail at Deborah Drive. Travel with caution. There's slowdowns on I-4 westbound between Parr Street and Robinson Street. Delays between Sand Lake Road and State Road 535. Traveling on Florida's Turnpike, you could expect your regular pockets of congestion. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Since 2010, Blindster has sold millions of custom blinds, shades, and shutters to satisfied customers across the country with 20,000 five-star reviews.